You know what I realized? The real reason why Joe Budden felt the way about you was because you rocked the jean vest first. Panda chop. All right, this next brother has definitely been one of the greatest ambassadors we have ever seen in this game, with so much history, so many stories. I mean, this is our third interview and we still barely scrapping the surface. I'm talking about the one and only Poison Pen.
Yo. Three's the magic number, man. You know, De La Soul said it back in the day, man. 3 the magic number, man.
What's good, my bro? How you doing, man?
Chilling, man. You know, a little busy, man. My fault. We running around and shit. Like, I'm traveling in less than like 10 hours and shit. So I had to situate myself and get everything together for my trip. So pardon me, man. I apologize
good,
for the jankiness of the situation and all that. But you know, a brother I had to schedule you in properly. You know what I mean?
Right. All right, so we got so much to talk about, man. What do you think about the whole thing with Max B and Big Daddy Kane?
Shouts to Big Daddy Kane, man. That's bad style, man. Shout to Max. Welcome home to Max and all that. I mean, yo, first of all, if you're a New Yorker, you understand every neighborhood got characteristics, you know what I'm saying? Like that we're known for. So like, you know, like people from my side for Bed-Stuy Brooklyn, we may be known for certain things. You know what I mean? With that being said, Max B from Harlem. You feel me? He ain't do nothing but act how a Harlem motherfucker act, bro. You feel me? Respect the Harlem. Like Harlem motherfuckers always feel they the best. Harlem motherfuckers talk they shit. You feel me? So with that, from that side of things, I don't give a fuck, man. Talk your shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like he literally, like my thing is, I'm not gonna put him above Kane. That's just, I've been around a long time. You feel me? So, but I'm not gonna be mad at him feeling like he deserved bigger accolades that he gets. I mean, he never really had like an official solo release. I mean, New York, we all know about Max B Wave and all that, the 8 billion mixtapes and all that shit. Him and French and all that. But I mean, the masses worldwide. I don't think he had any album releases and all that. Then some got locked up and all that, whatever. So I mean, but the thing is, like Max literally started a wave. I mean, the word wave, nigga. Like all that come from Max B. Max is more influential than he get credit for. I will say that Max B definitely, he's a way more influential than he gets credit for. Like the whole melodic rap shit, you know what I'm saying? The singing, just the style, just the wave period, even though he didn't invent the word wave, but he popularized it and made that shit his. So I mean, Max is definitely, like Max shaped the industry when he was doing this shit like 20 years ago before he got sent up. You know what I mean? The shit that he was doing shaped the industry where it's at now. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the kids was listening to Max and got influenced. And if you listening to a lot of this stuff now, like, you know, the melody type, you know, listening to Cash Cobain's and all that type shit, like I would definitely probably hear more Max B influence than a Big Daddy Kane influence. But that doesn't negate, like maybe younger people don't understand the magnitude of what Big Daddy Kane did. Like Big Daddy Kane was one of the first superstars of this shit, man. Big Daddy Kane was like, that nigga was piping down Madonna and shit, man. Like that, he was a dude. He was a fucking MC that was renowned as one of the best of his era, period, point blank. And if you see the freestyles that he still do, he's still on point. But he also did that and was most people that can rap. Like, let's be real. If you look at the history of this shit, like the people that be rapping their ass off don't be the ones that sell or get a lot of mainstream success. And Kane was one of the few that like rap. Like, you know, even though we was young, we was kids and all that, but Kane rap and was still a sex symbol. You know what I'm saying? Like women loved him and shit. And he ushered in like a mature aspect to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Where at that era everybody was like street corner and, you know, sweatsuits and shit, and this motherfucker was coming out with suits and, you know what I mean, looking like an older gentleman, you know what I'm saying? So Kane, you can never count Kane out. You can never discredit what Kane did. But Max B's talking his shit, so shout to Max for talking his shit, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, you can't go against Big Daddy Kane, no, man. Just can't do that. Kane Asiatic, nobody's equal, man. Come on, man.
I think that you can't deny Max B's influence, right, on the culture, as you said. But
very influential.
But you can't really, when you start talking about discography.
Oh yeah,
it's not even a conversation then.
Right. If we're talking official releases, there's definitely no conversation.
Right.
I mean, now Max, you know, he came on. Him and French is going hard. He got, you know what I mean? He got hits out now. You know what I'm saying?
He knows what he's doing though in this era.
Of course. I mean, he's home now and he gotta play the algorithm game. Shoot, them algorithm games didn't exist when he got locked up. You feel me? Like, this is 2026, man. The unfortunate reality is we all got to play little algorithm games sometimes. So, you know, he playing algorithm games, man, but he talking this shit and he deserves credit. I'm not going to put him ahead of Big Daddy Kane, but let him talk. He active. Let him talk his shit. Like, if you're an active artist out here doing your thing, I would expect you to talk your shit. I mean, I wouldn't be, you know, I'm not necessarily shoot at somebody like Kane, but talk your shit, bro. That's what you're supposed to do. You feel me? Like, that's what you're supposed to do.
Though, do you think that there's a certain age where you play those games till? Like, does it start to look corny at a certain point when you get to a certain age of like you out here clout chasing almost?
I mean, well, we've had these conversations. I think algorithm games is corny regardless of the age. I don't play them. I just speak on what we, you know, whatever we speak on.
But it's more forgiving for younger people, obviously, right?
Right. But as far as age limit, I mean, I wouldn't say what he did was clout chasing. He was making sure motherfuckers keep talking about him. You know what I'm saying? And
wait, you think in his mind?
Hold on. If my thing is this. Yeah, Max is like in his late 40s and shit. You know what I'm saying? Push a 50 or whatever. Whatever. You're in this game. If you're in this realm, you gotta utilize the tools that everyone else uses. So that doesn't have an age limit. Maybe the way that you cater to it may change with age. You understand what I'm saying? But you gotta utilize the same tools everybody else used to stay active out here, to stay relevant, to keep people speaking about you. So if he's in the game, if you're an active participant in the game, there is no age limit to that. No, not at all.
So he's 48. And what I'm saying though is that when you see him talk, you see the smirk on his face. It's almost like he don't even take himself serious when he's saying it though.
I mean, if you know his demeanor, that was always his demeanor. You feel me? That was always his demeanor. So whatever. You know what I mean? He's a you know, I built with Max before, you know what I'm saying? So like that's his demeanor anyway. So that's just him. And honestly, him giving those answers, that was like, that's what you would expect Max to say.
All right. Okay.
If you know Max B, why would any of that surprise you? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not close personal friends or nothing like that, but it's like, if you follow what Max do, that's what he do. Like,
so you think that he honestly believes that he is better than Big Daddy Kane?
I think he believes it. Hell yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah, he believes that shit. Max B believes that wholeheartedly, bro. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so yeah.
All right. Well, speaking about Max B, right? Complex had came out with the top 50 best New York rappers of all time list.
Yeah.
And Max was so upset during an interview that he was not on the list that he got up and walked out of that. Did you take a look at the list?
Yes, I saw the list. Obviously, I'm never going to agree with anybody's list wholeheartedly like that. And I will say, It was better than I expected. I'll just say that. I'm still looking at names like word, but it's still better than I expected. And they covered, and I do respect the fact that they covered hip hop from the early days, from the Melly Mel shit to the A Boogie with the hoodie shit. So it's like they covered decades of the culture. It wasn't just a bunch of niggas that came out in 2015 or a bunch of niggas that came out in 1993. It was a list that really covered that ran the whole gamut. So I respect that aspect of it. Obviously, this is a mainstream list. This is obviously a mainstream hip hop list. This because there's way too many people that weren't even mentioned that have achieved ridiculous amounts of success. But like I said, this is not an indie rap list or whatever. This is a mainstream list. So I mean, it was I
think you're being a little kind about it because I think some people would look at this list, right? And of course, everything is subjective. Everybody prioritizes different things. But having Fab at 43, and then all of a sudden you have Nori, ahead of him at 38. I think most people would agree that Fab is a better rapper than Nori is.
But is this who's the best rapper, or is just all around? This isn't. These are 50. I can name 50. If that's the case, I can name 50 motherfuckers from New York that's better than every motherfucker on that list. Respectfully, it's not who's the best rapper. It's who's the best. I'm assuming I wasn't in the room when they made the criteria. I'm assuming it was obviously the music, the impact. Well, it was a bunch of lists other than just who's a good rapper, who got better bars. If you're doing that, then that's a whole nother discussion. Because if we want to just talk about career-wise, I can see why people would rate Nori ahead of Fab, just from what things that transpired in the career. First of all, solo record-wise, Nori has 1 billion hits. He has a classic. He has a classic group with a classic album,
right?
With Capone. The second album wasn't bad. Even the reunion wasn't bad. He got about 7 solo albums, about 15 to 20 mega hits from the rap shit to the reggaeton shit. What the fuck? Why do you feel some kind of way about him being ahead of Fab? Hey, Fab from my hood. I'm just saying, if we're just talking straight up rap.
Fab ain't no slouch though either, right? No, he had a lot of commercial success too. But
I'm not. Listen, I don't want this. See, this is the thing. I'm not caping for none of these niggas. That's
right.
Let's be. You mentioned Nori and Fab, so I'm commenting on them too. I really don't give a fuck neither way. But I'm commenting off of what you're saying. Like, first of all, Fab from Brevoort Project, bro. Fab from my side of town. Fab from the style. So there's no going against that. But I'm just saying, but your argument was, why is Nori ahead of Fab? And I just gave you quite a few reasons why Nori could be making ahead of Fab.
Well, but look though, this is their key takeaway. They said that they are using lyrical ability, songwriting, influence, and cultural impact as the main reasons of how they decided to rank this list.
Coach, okay. And Nori has the only thing that he may not have been, I mean, he was never the illest lyricist, but he made music that you felt. So everything else he got times 1,000. Cultural impact, Nori? Son, you really go like cultural impact? Nori been active 30 fucking years, bro. Across multiple sides of this shit.
What I said to you earlier is true though. These lists are always going to be different to other people because of what they carry most weight in, right? And I'm more like about lyricism. So of course I'm gonna look at it, I'm gonna be like, come on, Fab. Coming after Nori. But you're right though. Nori, he's had a great impact in a lot of different other ways. Maybe not as a lyricist, but he's no slouch in other areas too.
Right. But even as a lyricist, like I could quote, okay, Nori wasn't I'm gonna spit a clever punchline and shit like that, but I could still give you bars that Nori spit from 20-something years ago that still resonate with me. Like, what are you talking about? It might not been like Fab punches. Fab is
right.
top tier with that. And that's more like if I'm rhyming, if I'm with a motherfucker and I need some shit that's gonna make me want to write, I'm gonna pick Fab. Because I like if you hear how I rhyme, like that's the type of shit that I'm really going to try to for me. Like but as far as I'm talking about the whole picture, like Nori, come on, man, Nori.
Wait, but you gotta okay, all right. Just I don't want to make it just about Nori, but like Styles P is at 46. Lloyd Banks is at 48. Like, come on, bro. Like, I mean, you can even argue. Look at Jim Jones is at 45. Some people might argue that Jim Jones had a bigger impact than Nori, especially when you look in the gang shit.
Okay,
you know
you can argue that. I mean, you can argue that. You can argue that. Okay, sure. I mean, but at the end of the day, this is all this is all to get us talking. That's all it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's all for discussion. Just like when we get out on the Don't Quote Me shit, when we did the underrated in Brooklyn and this and that. It's all discussion. Like I'm gonna say some shit we gonna speak on, and people gonna go in the comments and dispute on that, and that's cool. So like, and that's the shit I like about this shit is because like my thing is that's one thing that's missing in this hip hop shit now is just regular discussions. Everything ain't gotta be warfare or something. It's like, yo, we could just have it. Yo, I like this motherfucker better. Nah, when you said this, that was fine. That's the shit I grew up off of. So these discussions are dope for that. I don't agree with like this. There's so many motherfuckers that were excluded from the list. And as far as the orders, like I already knew I wasn't gonna agree with half of the orders. Like that is, but I was just looking. To me, it wasn't the orders for me. It was more of the names that were included.
Right.
In the order. You know what I'm saying? But you talking lyricism, like they got, I mean, respectfully, like they got Biz Markie on the list. Biz Markie wasn't no lyricist. And I'm all due respect to the late great Biz Markie. Biz Markie was an entertainer. Like he did the beatboxing, he was an entertainer. But he wasn't no I'm gonna bar these motherfuckers down. Like he wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? Biz Markie made you feel good. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not going to negate Biz because he didn't speak the illest punchline that made me say, oh shit, that wasn't what Biz Markie was here for. So they made me, like I said, so there's things that I would rate him higher than other people. You know what I'm saying? So it's not all about who's just the most amazing, like the most clever wordplay and shit like that. There's so many other things that factor in.
All right. This is a great, you might be biased on this one, okay, because this is Brooklyn, okay, but Foxy Brown at number 33, okay? Ahead of all these other people that we said, though. Do you think, now I'm not trying to downplay, she did have an impact and stuff like that for a lot of different stuff, but discography-wise and everything, I guess because they didn't really emphasize discography in this, right? So maybe that's where I'm getting hung up at. I'm being like, come on.
And another thing is, you're not a New Yorker, respectfully. I'm from here. I know the impact a motherfucker had here. You feel me? So it's like, I can tell you the impact. Like, if we talking top 50 rappers, I can name wild people that deserve to be on the list off of impact and influence and da-da-da-da. It's on the list. But because they didn't have huge, like, I guess, sales, or they didn't have, like, you know, they weren't on a major label or whatever. It's like, yo, like, Tragedy Gaddafi, bro. That nigga's the blueprint of half this shit. He ain't on the list. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, whatever. So, but it's the impact and the shit that like, Tragedy literally influenced the whole Queensbridge sound. Like, he mentored CNN. He fucking named Havoc. Like, he was talking about this nigga was talking about Illmatic on records 7-8 years before Nas. Like you could argue that he was like one of the most important parts of the whole Queensbridge shit that took over the world for a while. But ain't nobody mentioned it. But they didn't put him on the fucking list. But in my list, I would put him top 50 of New York. But I'm thinking more of influence and shit. But I know the influence because I'm here. So it's like, but anyway, to go back to Foxy, I love Foxy, bro, first of all. And Foxy don't get as much credit as she deserves. You know what I'm saying? So top 50 Brooklyn, like I said, I didn't trip off of the order. Like I said, I already gave you that precursor. I didn't trip off of the order. But I know that she belongs on there somewhere out this motherfucker. I know that.
Right. Definitely belongs on it.
I know she belongs on that shit, bro. Come on, man. Fox. Man, and the thing is, I think, most people, when they think of the female MC from Brooklyn, most people gravitate towards Kim. And of course, Kim is Kim. You know what I'm saying? So, but there could be more than one, you know what I'm saying? Even though Kim's career has lasted longer, but like when they both dropped, man, it was literally they literally had the world in the palm of their hand, man. And Foxy was dead nice too, bro. Foxy was dead nice, man. I don't give a fuck what nobody said. Foxy was dead nice. Shout to Prospect Heights, man. Prospect Heights. I'm from Bed-Stuy, right? My neighborhood always gets shouted out in this rap shit. You feel me? I'm from the Stuy. Motherfuckers that's from Antarctica gonna be shouting out Bed-Stuy records forever. You feel me? But Prospect Heights don't get mentioned in these songs a lot. Don't get mentioned in hip hop a lot. Shout to Prospect Heights. That's a neighborhood in Brooklyn. You heard? Foxy from the Heights. Next to Crown Heights. Kind of like, anyway, whatever. Y'all looked at the map. Shout to Prospect Heights though, man.
The top 10 though, right? They got, at number 10, they got KRS-One, okay? Number 9, Busta Rhymes. Number 8, DMX. Number 7, Nicki Minaj. Number 6, 50 Cent. Number 5, LL Cool J. Number 4, Rakim. Number 3, Nas. Number 2, Biggie. And number 1, Jay.
Those are all very strong names. I see a strong point for all of them.
I do too.
Like those are valid names for a top 10.
Now, shout out to my homie Cam Capone. He brought up a really good point, right?
Cam Capone, I fucks with your platform, Cam.
Yeah, I would love to see you on there too.
Set it up, Smack.
Yo, but he brought up the point that they came out with the LA list, the top 50 LA artists first, right? And they said that they didn't have Tupac on it because Tupac's really from New York. And then,
it's so funny because they want to claim him any other time, but now.
And
anyway,
then
continue.
New York list comes out and still no Tupac.
Tupac, and we all know, yes, Tupac was born in New York City. He was a kid in New York, and he moved to Baltimore, so he was in high school for Baltimore and all that. And then I don't know if he moved to the West after high school or maybe during high school he moved
during
to
high school. He moved to Marin City.
So during high school he moved out there.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, I don't know. End of the day, what he repped in his music. Now he did say like he referenced New York even before all the drama and bullshit. He referenced New York in a bunch of his old records. Yeah, he referenced New York. So, but he was not, even though he did Above the Rim and Juice and all that. During his musical career, let's be clear, he was representing, like he was a West Coast artist. He was. That's what he repped. And nobody called him out on it when he was alive. The nigga literally joined the fucking West Coast gang and goddamn banging. When they ask you where you from, and you from out there, he gonna say where he's from. So that means he's from, you know what I mean? So yeah, he wasn't born in the West, and I'm not from the West. You feel me? I'm from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. But it's like, they didn't have no problem with him being a West Coast artist that whole time. So why now it was like, oh, he was from New York? Like, bro, he repped the West Coast musically. Yeah, we know he's from all over the place. Yes, New York. Yes, Baltimore. Yes, the Bay and LA. Like, that's four completely different places. Like, the Bay to LA is like, it's like people from out here don't realize the Bay and LA are completely different worlds. You feel me? And then New York, and then Baltimore, like that motherfucker was confused. So he had to, like, as far as like, those are all extreme, such extreme differences in neighborhoods, terrains, just the way of life. So, but he was a West Coast artist, man. We all know he wasn't born out there. Ain't nobody, but come on, man. When he was doing California Love and all that and screaming MOB, none of y'all said, yo, he ain't from here. Y'all was loving it. Come on, man. So he not from the West? Come on, man. I mean,
Yeah.
he was a West Coast artist. Yes, wasn't born out there, but when he was out representing as an artist, he was representing as a West Coast artist. At first, he was a Bay Area artist, and then after he came home, he was an LA artist. Because at first, Diddy Underground, all of that. So he was more in the Bay Area, kind of pro-black, all that cool shit, when that was the trend of hip-hop. You know what I mean? And after all the drama and all that, when he came back home, he went straight to LA, fucking with Suge and all of them. And he probably lived out there about a year and a half, but that was him a year and a half of his fucking career. So, I mean, that's just weird to me, man. Like, I mean, he represented his artistry mostly as a West Coast artist. So, I mean, why not put him on that list?
What we have to remember too is that so much of Tupac's music came out after he had died. So it seemed like he was repping the West for way longer than he really was, in a sense, right? Think about how many albums came out after how many years of we hearing him say, LA and West Coast and everything like that. So it just felt so much more like you're saying, like he was a West Coast artist.
Yeah.
So he definitely deserved to have been on a list for LA or something like that, And
it's crazy when you think about it. Like his whole career was like 5.5 years, yo. Son came out in like 1990, and then he was dead before the end of 1996. That's crazy. So all of these movies, all of these songs, all of these verses, all of that shit was within a small period of time. And in the midst of that shit, he was in a bed in the midst of that shit. So all of that prolific output was like 3 years. All that shit we seen the pop for the most part was like 3.5, 4 years of work. That is insane, bro. That's insane, yo. That is insane, bro.
For sure.
That's fucking crazy, bro. Like, that's why people still mention him today, bro. Like, that is amazing when you think about it, man.
But that's why, like, when you say something like that video of him in the studio where he's talking about, we ain't got all this time to be spending on one record, you can leave it for the engineers to mix it after the rappers leave and stuff like that, for those that like to listen to the baton and catch the right beat and everything, you know what I'm saying? But like, he really was operating on that kind of time, like where he was just getting done so much.
It showed, man. His work ethic was unmatched, yo. Unfucking matched, yo. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah. Shout to Pot, man. Like, And again, man, I spoke on the Don't Quote Me podcast. I spoke on Chino and Pot have, speaking and building before he passed away, and letting it be known that they had and the differences out and everything was cool. And for some reason, like, a lot of Pot fans just didn't believe me and act like I was trying to disrespect Pot or something. Like, I don't get it. Like, I was a fan of Pot too. I'm not a fanatic. I was a fan of Pac as well. Like, and I was actually around during his run as a kid. So like, I saw this shit in real time. Like, I was around for most of that shit. You feel me? So like, I was a Pac fan. Like, I have friends that have worked with Pac. You feel me? Like, I have friends that were in the studio with Pac. You know what I mean? So like, I just speak but when I speak on that situation, I'm speaking on the facts. I'm just telling you, for whatever reason, some people didn't realize that she and Pac was, had, gotten right. So I just figured I'd speak on it on the podcast because I got a platform to do it. For whatever reason, some people didn't believe it or think, like, first of all, I don't have a history of cap. Look at all the stories I tell online. Everybody be like, yo, that's fact. I done told a million stories online, and I don't get called cap on it because I just tell it how I see it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just funny how when I say a Pac story, all of a sudden, like, there's some people that just like, all of a sudden I'm a liar now because I said something that they didn't know or didn't want to hear. And the shit is, yeah, Pac, she said that line about Pac, it was a punchline. And that's how I know people ain't from that era. You feel me? It was a put like, yeah, you know, Pac felt some kind of way about it, and he had the right to feel some kind of way about it because somebody mentioned his name. It is what it is. But if you listen to hip hop at that time, it was it was just a punchline. Like Chino XL has said worse shit about himself, like in his bars. So it's like if you listen to Chino XL, he says shit about himself. Worse like he doesn't say worse than the line said about Pac. Like he says that shit about himself. Like so it's like that was just a punchline. It was just a bar. Like and you know, but they cleared it up, and I just spoke on it, and they really did in real life clear it up, reiterate. You know what I'm saying? And it was good when he passed away. You know what I mean? RP to both of them. You know what I'm saying? RP all the outlaws, all of them, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, just want to clear that up again, man. I have no issue. I fucked with Pod too. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
I'm
just
really
not a
glad that you
fucking.
brought this up because I had it written down already because I was gonna bring it up, right? So it's real interesting because I think, and I'm a big Tupac fan. Like, you know what I mean? Like he definitely was one of my favorite rappers growing up. So, and this is me saying it, right? But Tupac, as you get older, you realize as you age, he was going through a lot of things and he was paranoid to the sense of that he took what people said like everybody was against him, right? So when he heard Chino say that, of course he was going to take it like, oh, you trying to come at me too now? Like already got Bad Boy and got, you know, Nas and all these other people or whatever. Like now you just another one added to the list that's coming towards me, right? Coming at me. So that's why he took it the way that he did, right? But I do believe you that they did squash it because not only is Chino from New Jersey, but the Outlaws is from Jersey, right? You know, so
and one of the outlaws lived in the same complex as Chino, like within the past decade and change before you know before my man left. Like if anyway, yeah, bro, they good. I just spoke on it because I felt well. Unfortunately, my man ain't here to say nothing about it, so I figured if I have a place to sit and I know people are gonna watch, I'm gonna speak on my people and I'm gonna speak facts on my people. So that's the only reason I brought it up. Like you know,
so
word.
how long did you wait after you met Chino before you asked him about that situation?
A minute. I can't give you no exact time, but it was definitely a minute.
It was like years.
You know, yeah, definitely more than a year.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely more than a year or two. Like we like I had to make we was good like that because you know me like we developed into brothers. So like I spoke to Chick about everything. So like I could like at the end is whatever. Like we spoke with shit that I would never speak on the interviews. You feel me? Like so, but at the time, yeah, I didn't. But you know, when I got cool with him, I was like, I gotta ask this motherfucker this shit. It's a fucking must. Like, what do you mean? I mean, I had this motherfucker. You know what I mean? But I was apprehensive at first because I don't want to be that dude either. Like, you know what I'm saying? But no, I definitely waited. But I asked him, and he told me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure some of that shit probably just came out in combo anyway. But whatever, yeah. But I definitely waited to ask him. I didn't have, you know, I didn't want to play myself, you know, respectfully. You know, she was the big homie in this hip hop shit to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I grew up buying his shit too. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's like so, you know, we were brothers, but he was still, you know, I gave him that respect. You know what I'm saying? He's the big bro, you know what I'm saying? So
right. And shout out to Direct, but one thing I saw you said on his podcast was that you were trying to get Chino to really tell his life story, like in these podcasts and everything, right? But he never got around to doing it.
yeah.
And I just want to say that you're completely right because like in this era, it's more than just the music. Like we want to see the artist telling their story in these long form contents and like things that we didn't know and add context to things, right? And it's crazy that you say that because I was talking to my bro Big Lou, and he was telling me, yo, reach out to Chino. This was literally a month before Chino passed away. And I reached out to Chino, and I was like, yo, introduced myself and was like, yo, my bro Big Lou from Camden told me to reach out to you, and I got this platform. I really want to cover your story and stuff. And he left me on scene, and I was like thinking to myself at the time, I was like, oh, I probably don't got a big enough platform yet and everything. And then next thing you know, a month later, we get the news that he passed away. And it's really sad that he didn't ever get to really tell his life in his own words from his perspective in that way. And that's why I realized how important it is for artists to be able to do this.
I was in his ear heavy, man. And that's one of the reasons, like, I sit down more. I mean, I've done plenty of interviews throughout the years and shit, but that's why that's why I'm more proactive in speaking to the cameras now, because, some of this shit needs to be preserved. And, a lot of people ain't here to tell a story. And I can't tell a story like Son can tell a story, fam. I can't. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to.
Right.
But that's why I was like, yo, you know what I mean? So that's why I'm like, you know what? I got a story to tell. So that's why I sit down more often now, you know what I'm saying? To fuck with people like you. You know what I mean? So, we can get this word out, because we do have an important story to tell. And you know what I'm saying? Even though I'm not on that fucking 50 list, you know what I'm saying? I've been more active than most of them niggas too. I could talk my Max B shit, you know what I'm saying?
But wouldn't you rather have control of your own narrative though? That's why I think it's so important, right? Like, wouldn't you rather have, because they say an unchecked lie becomes the truth. So after you die, you're going to have all these people telling these stories a certain way. And if we don't have you telling it, how you saw it, how you believed it to happen, your truth and everything, that it's going to be presented the way that everybody else presents it.
Right. And some people might not care. Some people might not give a fuck. So and that's all y'all. But
right.
But yeah, if you're in this realm that we in doing what we do, it would make sense. You don't have to speak on every single thing. And there's certain shit I ain't gonna speak on. There's certain motherfuckers I will let dwell in obscurity forever. You know what I'm saying? But there's certain shit that you need to speak on, man. Yeah.
For sure. What did you think about what Jay-Z said about battling in hip hop in this modern era, and how there's so much negative stuff that comes with it that he almost wishes it didn't happen?
I get it. And Jay is an ever evolving person. But this is always going to be an element in this game. And coming from someone that went as hard as Stern, condoms on the baby seat, all that. You feel me? It's like you one of the reasons some of us do that shit. You feel me? With that being said, I mean, obviously you a person of a certain age now, so obviously you don't feel the same way about things. And it's a different era where it's a lot of TMZ shit involved, and it's always, it goes so much further than it went before. But that's just the culture of where we are on a whole of society and shit. Like, they ain't got nothing to do with fucking baddies rap and shit. You feel me? But my thing is, I hear where you're coming from, but I believe it's a little out of touch. You know what I mean? Like, obviously he's not active in this shit anymore because he has a plethora of other things he needs to worry about. So why is he worrying about people battle rapping and shit? But his opinion, but Jay-Z, he is a person whose opinion goes, well, I remember when we was coming up, his opinion went very far. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jay-Z is a person of huge influence. You know what I mean? And I get, coming from a person of his age doing what he does now, like, yeah, I hear that. Like, why wouldn't you feel that way? But but as far as what we do in this culture, shit ain't going nowhere. You feel me? The shit ain't going nowhere. So it's like, if niggas ain't ready to play ball in that fashion, then leave that shit alone and don't act like you with that. You feel me? So that's all I have to say, man.
He emphasized social media and everyone having like their strong fan bases and they hate the other person, the other artist is beefing with. Like Kendrick
Yeah,
fans hate Drake fans or hate Drake or whatever,
yeah,
right?
that's
No
I
matter
always
what. He was
yeah,
bringing up like, oh, now people are bringing up people's kids and you know their marriages and stuff like that. But like you said,
yeah,
this is the same guy that said, you know, condoms on your baby seat. Yes, you was kissing my dick when you was kissing that bitch, and like, you know, so he did take it there before. He knows, but at the same time,
yeah. He wasn't the first people that took it there. You know what I mean?
but at the same time, we
People,
have
you know,
to
before, yeah,
we at the same time we have to keep in mind, like you said, you know, you grow up, you age, you start to realize that, you know, that probably wasn't the right thing to do. So maybe he's speaking from experience too, you know, but at the same time
of
though,
course
you
he
have
is. I
to,
mean, he's a wise person. He's a wise, you know, he's wise.
but he at the
Yeah,
same time has to let people go through it as well to get to that, you know,
right.
that stage of their life, right? That he's at now.
Exactly. And the thing is, I like, you know, I don't necessarily subscribe to it as much as I used to either. But I can't tell niggas that's playing ball not to play ball. You know what I'm saying? And if you're so far removed, eh, the message may not resonate with the people that it needs to resonate with because you're so far removed from this at this moment in time.
It's like
You know
the
what I
right
mean? It
message,
can
but
resonate
wrong
with some.
messenger.
I wouldn't even say wrong messenger because he's someone that's very astute. So like, but we also know that he's not. He got other shit to do than to tap in with what the fuck we doing over here every day. And
Right.
I get it. Like we don't have to have the conversation of what the fuck Jay-Z does. Like he's a fucking mogul, bro. Like whatever. So it's like I said. So as a person that like, why would he even be worried about this? He's just giving his opinion. You know what I'm saying? And there was a time where that meant a whole lot. I don't know to the younger guys. I don't know how much it resonates with them now because whatever there's a whole nother narrative painted than people are painting. Like we already spoke on this. Like people acting like he was never that guy. Or he was never dope. And I'm like, yo, y'all niggas is all smoking crack. This nigga is one of the best ever. But whatever. So that narrative is going now. A lot of people ain't jacking what he do. A lot of the younger motherfuckers. So what he's saying, if they ain't jacking him anyway, pause if applicable. You know what I'm saying? So he say something. It don't matter what he say to them because they not banging with him anyway.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but to someone from you know my generation, like I you know I would think that I would listen to it more. But also, I'm not their generation, so it is what it is. You feel me? So you got, I think he's a generation removed from the active activity for it to resonate how it should.
I get what he's saying because back in the day, we tuned into like the radio, MTV, BET. There was like limited voices. Now it's just an overwhelming amount of information and people with opinions that have
Hmm.
platforms that it just becomes so excessive now, right? That's why
Yeah,
like with everybody's over analyzing the battle and everything. But for him to take it to the point to say, I don't know if battling needs to be a part of the culture anymore, I think that's taking it too far
yeah,
because
of
it's
course.
really the fan bases that's more of the problem than the rappers.
Right. And that's the thing, like you could like you could be a fan of two artists at the same time. Like, yo, I like a whole lot of Drake music and I like a whole lot of Kendrick music. I don't give a fuck if they beefing, nigga. Like, I don't care. Actually, it made better music for me to listen to. You feel me? So it's like, as long as they was, you know what I mean? So it's like, but it's so weird now. Like a lot of the, like you said, it gets cultish with a lot of the younger generation. Like you can like both of their shit, yo. You really can. Like, and it was funny. I remember back with the battle rap shit. It used to always trip me out how culty that shit got because it was just like motherfuckers act like if they was fans of URL that they couldn't watch a fucking another league's battles. They couldn't watch Grind Town. Or they couldn't watch King of the Dot. Like, yo, bro, your fucking router's not gonna melt, son. Like, you can watch both of them shits and like both of them shits, bro. Like, I never understood the culty. Like, I mean, you can have a preference. There's nothing wrong with having a preference. Like, we all have preferences, but to just totally shun something because it's not like that. That's weird. Like you can like both. You know what I'm saying? You can like both artists that are beefing with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like you can like both of their music and shit. I mean, when it comes to like shit, when it comes to like gangbanging shit, that's a little different. I'm just talking music shit. Like music is like music. Like why can't I listen to both of them? I'm just listening. I'm just trying to be entertained, bro. Like so why can't I like both artists? Like we come from the peak of the street wars era. We was listening to everybody going at each other. That's the era I was coming up in.
Yo,
like,
that's so crazy that you brought that up, bro.
You feel me? Like I listen to, so it's like peak cutter. I'm listening to everybody smoke everybody. You think I chose it? You think I chose the side when fucking Gage and them was going at major figures and all of them? Why would I choose a side? Like when Rockefeller and them was going at the lots and them, did I choose a side? Like no, all them niggas was fire. Like that, but nowadays it's like, nah, if you fuck with Kendrick, yo, you can't fuck with nothing Drake does. And it's like, yo, fam, that is ridiculous to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can like AEW and WWE, sir. You can like both of them shits. You can just be a fan of wrestling. Like, you can watch Ring of Honor. You can watch House of Glory. You know what I'm saying? Like you can just be like why do you have to be so culty with the shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's so weird to me, man. Like I like Kendrick. I'm a fan of Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar has a classic album. Guess what? Drake is my nigga. Like I fuck with Drake. And he supports our culture. Like I like both of their music. What the fuck? Like sue me, nigga. Like it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like keep the sport alive. One thing is for the competition sake of it. But I do understand where maybe like is it maybe lines, you know, there's lines that aren't there's no lines now. People step over the line now. So it's like, and I can't tell you where to feel offended and vice versa if we go in there. So it's like, you know, I get that. So, but at the same time, it's the spirit of competition, man. Like, if we borrowing out, if we like, who better? Like, show me who better. Let's go. Like, I want to hear that competition. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, and that was, come on, man. Like, we all got every P cutter tape. We all got every street sweeper tape. We got every K Slate CD. Or fucking, you know what I mean? We got all of them shits. We downloaded all them shits. We got all the CDs. I just came from Fulton Street just now, downtown Brooklyn. We should go all up and down Fulton, go to all the mixtape spots. And then go to B Street, go to Music Factory, you heard? Go see my man, what's my man red-handed up the block, get all the mixtape, like.
We watched the Beef DVDs.
Yeah, so it's like, bro, like, that's where we come from. That's the shit, that's the spirit of competition. Like, man, I get it, man, you know, something like, keep it rap or whatever, like, you know, yeah, no doubt. Like, we don't want it to fucking turn into something else, but if we just keeping it, if we're just doing it for the spirit of competition, it's like, yo, play ball. Fuck, man.
All right. Since you brought up Kendrick, I gotta ask you about what your man Diabolic said when I interviewed him.
I know he probably don't fuck with Kendrick.
Yeah, he said Kendrick is a whack version of Andre 3000. He said Not Like Us is like the worst diss track ever. And he said that Kendrick's not a great rapper. He didn't like any of his music. Good Kid, Mad City was not even a classic album. It didn't deserve.
He's bugging on that. Good Kid, Mad City was fucking insane.
He said it didn't deserve a Grammy. He went as far to say, what's his name? What's my man's name? That won the Grammy over him.
Macklemore or something?
Yeah, Macklemore.
Shout out to Macklemore.
He said Macklemore deserved the Grammy over Kendrick for that year.
What we can say to that, bro?
Man, roll the clip. he won that year the Grammy instead of Good Kid, Mad City, and then he.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, that was it. He deserved a Grammy. Good Kid, Mad City's not a good album.
What?
It's not a good album. It's not a good fucking. I don't like Kendrick Lamar to begin with. I think he's terrible.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm not here to
Why
change
is
your
that
opinion.
so mind blowing?
So it's
Why is that so mind blowing? He says nothing. Like that Drake diss, that may be one of the worst diss records I've ever heard in my
Which
life.
one?
And people act like it's Not Like Us is terrible. It's a terrible song. The beat's whack. It's a terrible song. It's terrible. It's fucking terrible, and I don't get it. But then again, I'm not the one who has to fucking like it. So garbage. So whack. Good Kid, Mad City has Yabish. That's fire, because it's hilarious. You're looking like an easy come up, Yabish. That's hilarious. Because I used to call girls I dated Yabish, and that I
Wait, you didn't like
appreciated.
any songs on Good Kid, Mad City?
Well, there was one other one, I forget what it was called, but generally I did not like that album. No.
Man, he had some crazy joints on that album. That album's fire.
I don't think so. He's a whack Andre 3000 impersonator. He's not good at rapping. Never thought he was. His voice may be the most annoying thing I've ever heard on a hip hop record.
Wow.
I don't get the entire fucking world swearing to me he's amazing.
And Diabolic strikes again. Fuck you. What do I say to that?
I mean, do you agree with that?
I'm not the hugest Kendrick fan, but I like Kendrick Lamar's music. Like I'm not a Kendrick Lamar fanatic. Like I'm not like when I remember when TDE first came, to fruition, like I was fucking with J-Rock shit heavy, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And then Schoolboy, of course. Like Kendrick was always dope, but I like, you know what I mean? I remember when Oxymoron came out, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Nah, Future Massey was a fucking classic. What? To me at least, you know what I'm saying? If I'm gonna give him at least one classic, I gotta give him Good Kid, Mad City. That shit was, and he has others, but I mean, if we just gonna talk about one body of work, that's one that I'm gonna give that credit to. So, I mean, Malik is Malik, bro. Malik is, yeah, that's funny. But I mean, as far as the commentary on him rhyming and shit, he get a little overhyped. I mean, because that's the most single syllable rhyming motherfucker I've ever heard. But his music is very impactful, and to go back to like those lists and all that, everybody's criteria is different. Like everybody doesn't have to rhyme the same way. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody don't have to stack 1,000 multi-syllabic verses, or like he has a different appeal. You know what I'm saying? So,
what about Not Like Us though? I do like Kendrick, but when people were being prisoners of the moment and calling it the best diss track of all time, I was like, you guys are tripping.
Oh, I definitely don't think it's the best diss track of all time. They bugging.
Yeah, you guys are tripping. It's a banger. Don't get me wrong. It's a slapper, right?
That shit was a monster. It was a hit. It was a hit record,
right?
And that's the thing. Making a diss record a hit record. That's like a grand slam at the bottom of the ninth type shit. And a lot of people was kind of counting Kendrick out too. A lot of people thought he wasn't even gonna bounce back, and he came through with the monster. He called it like Babe Ruth and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but as far as being the best diss record of all time, like nah. That's not the best diss record of all time.
But it is wild that he got to perform it at the Super Bowl, though.
I mean, it's probably. I would say, I would probably say with the impact like that, it's probably
the most famous.
It's probably the commercially the biggest diss record of all time. Maybe I gotta think of other diss records that were like hit record. Like, come on, he performed it at the Super Bowl, so that's monumental. So I mean, I guess it's probably like the biggest as far as being a diss record being a hit record. You know what I mean? But it's not. It's that I definitely don't think it's definitely not my favorite diss record of all time by any means.
Right.
It's a dope record though.
I agree.
Yeah.
What do you think of these larger artists like Jay, Drake, that don't come to hip hop platforms to do interviews, but they choose like these other, I don't know, some people would call safer platforms to do interviews on?
I mean, yo, they know these artists are people that, regardless of the platform they're on, people are going to clamor to see. So if they know they can go wherever they want, especially in this world of independent media, where you don't have to go to ABC, CNN, you know what I mean? You can go to whoever the fuck is streaming that got 1 million followers and go there and you know, get your voice heard. You know what I'm saying? So there's no incentive for people of that magnitude to go to a platform where they're gonna play hardball with them. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. So it's like, you know, you're gonna go like I mean, and they've earned the right where they can control where they go, obviously, but it's like, if you know you're not trying to answer certain questions, and you know you're not trying to touch on this subject or whatever have you, and this person over here is already cool with that, and they're gonna play softball with you, just be happy that you on the platform, like, you gonna sit down with them. You're not gonna sit down with fucking Vlad TV.
Or Panda Chop.
You know what I'm saying? And no, and that's not a shot at Vlad TV. I'm saying it because Vlad is gonna sit there and go in depth and talk about shit you don't want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
So am I.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but you know, Vlad is Vlad. Yeah. Shout to Vlad. I mean, we got to revisit that too, my guy. But yeah, so it's like, if it's like, okay, I could go sit down on Vlad TV and have this motherfucker dissect shit that I don't even want to talk about, or I could sit down with, you know, pretty influencer that has X amount of followers and have this lighthearted convo that I can probably dictate. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do?
I get that part, but at the same time, though, why wouldn't you want to go to a platform that is really about the culture and where you can support the culture, support people that are really trying to build up where you came from? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I agree. You know what I mean? Like someone like Jay, like, obviously, like, Jay has earned the right to not be on any platform. Like, he can pick and choose what that motherfucker could probably call Netflix, like, yo, I want to do a live special tomorrow, like, and they probably do it. It's fucking Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? He can pick and choose whatever. And but once again, talking about his progression, he's kind of, I don't know, I think he may feel like he's outgrown this culture a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't have to if he doesn't want to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even though, to me, I'm like, damn, you got Bleak. You heard? Bleak? We all know Bleak was, he always said he's gonna retire, give it to Bleak. We already know the history of Jay and Bleak, Marcy shit. You feel me? Bleak got a platform. He didn't go up there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, you know, maybe he didn't feel like it was a big enough platform as of yet. I don't know. But then you have other people that you've worked with that have major platforms in this culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Rockefeller and Nori have worked extensively in the previous era. So it's like, you can do a Drake chance. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe he knows that he won't be able to talk if he do an interview with Nori.
Nah, Nori is gonna be on his best behavior if the big bro Ho was sitting down there. Nori's gonna be in his best behavior.
But here's the other thing, right? Look at somebody like Will Smith. Will Smith still went on all these podcasts to support the culture still. And look at how you could argue how far removed he is from being an actual rapper, you know.
But you can also argue that
you know, like
you gotta relax. But you also got to keep in mind that, you know, he kind of had to, like, you know, repair certain images. So it's like, let me play. You know what I mean? Let me. But he always gave back to the hip hop culture. I will say that. I'm not gonna shit on him. Will has always gave back to the hip hop culture. Let me not take nothing away from that. He always has.
Because he went on Gilly and Wallow. He went on Drink
Yeah.
Champs. He's always at the Breakfast Club. He's gone to all these places where they do act a little messy and ask him those controversial questions. And he don't shy away from it, though.
Right.
And his wife be embarrassing him like crazy already. So,
but you also know that he is more cut for that. Will Smith is an actor. You feel me? Will Smith is more cut for being in front of the camera. If you follow Jay-Z's career throughout his whole career, even though he did 1,000 videos, he was never like, even look at all the Rockefeller movies when they were good. He wasn't in none of them shits, or he had a cameo. He was sitting in the car with Dane. Yo, you should kill a bitch. Like, say 2, 3 words, be on the phone. Jay was never, I want to sit here on camera and talk to y'all niggas, nigga. Jay-Z was never that guy that would, so he was, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was never that person that wanted to, that looked like he wanted to give that side of himself to anyone. You know what I'm saying? But Will Smith was an actor. Will Smith, you've seen everything about Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? Already. You know what I mean? All his shit was already, like, Jay never gave that or off, like, y'all need to know me like that. He from his style, like, you don't know me like that. Like, he still got that to him.
Right.
Like,
you're right.
Like, y'all know me, but y'all don't know me, nigga. Like, that's just what it is. So it's still different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like Will is more. Will would do that. Throughout history, he's already done that. Jay was never the person that did that type of shit. You know.
Damn, man. As this interview keeps going on, you keep on reminding me of stuff that I want to ask you about. Okay, so since we on the topic of Jay, Dame Dash out here going against Cameron, going against Jay. Every interview is just him commenting something negative about his previous guys and stuff like that. Like, how do you feel about seeing him like this?
Man, I can't speak on they shit, man. I just wish, as someone that grew up a fan of Rockefeller, like, you know, I can't speak from any personal dealers, man. I just know what I like to see, and I know what Dame represented to people, to people from my bracket. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it was a different Dame that we saw back then. Like, he was on his shit. You know what I mean? I can't speak on what transpired now to make people, you know, grow apart or whatever have you, man. I don't know, man. Like, if as a fan, which is the only way I can speak on it. Like, I would let it, like, come on, man, like, especially, and I'm not even from Harlem, you feel me? I'm from Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. You heard? So, like, okay, so maybe Dame and Jay may not ever see eye to eye again, because Bed-Stuy and Harlem is 2 different worlds anyway, you feel me? But, like, just to see Dame, like, from my history growing up, to see what Dame represented in Harlem and all of that, I would like to see them all on the same page, but I don't know their personal shit. Like, when I saw Cam chugging on me, he was like, yo, we just snapping how we used to snap, but apparently, like, he can't take it like that no more, so he goes a certain way with it. Like, that's always how they gave it up. You know what I mean? Like, I remember those old videos with when Dame was burned down on Kevin Hart, going in on Kevin Hart talking wild shit, whatever. So, but I guess now, you know, when things change, maybe things started taking a little more personal. I don't know none of them personally, but
got brought up. That's what Dame is really stuck on, is that Cam had brought up his kids or something like that. But I'm not even talking about them squashing the beef necessarily. It's just every time I see Dame, I don't want to have to see him talking negatively about somebody from his past like that.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and that's and you know that like I said, I wish it was different for them, man. I wish it was different for them, man, because you know I have big respect for Dame, man. And I think, like, now people look at him and try to clown him. I'm like, yo, y'all understand what this man has done? Like, you know, sometimes, you know, shit get a little, you know, I don't know what going on in motherfuckers' lives and all that, man. I just wish it was different for them and all that. That's all I could say, man.
But you could easily argue, right, that Jay and Rockefeller wouldn't have reached the point that they did of success without Dame.
Well, my recollection, that was a collaborative effort. I mean, obviously, Jay was the forefront and the main artist.
Right.
But as far as the label and taking everything to the level that it took it, you know, from as the history that I know, all of them played a major part in that. Like, I believe if any one of them wasn't, if any one of the three wasn't around at the time of the real inception, I'm talking about Jay, Biggs,
Biggs.
and Dame.
Right.
Like I believe as an outsider, but that has been around. Like that three is what made it what it was to push it to where it went. And then after that, then they kind of whatever splintered off. But I believe if any one of the three wasn't around, it would have played out a different way. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, it wouldn't have been it wouldn't have been the same. It wouldn't have been the same without Dame Dash at all.
Yeah, because one thing they said was like Dame was the one that was like yelling at all the people, but then Jay would end up be in the meetings with them after, shaking hands with them after the deal is already made. So it's like good cop, bad cop kind of situation a lot of times, and it kind of, I think maybe that's why Dame received the shorter end of the stick in the end, because he had to be the person that people didn't like in order to get their business where it is, right?
Right. And Jay was the marquee, even though he was an executive in the label, but he was the marquee artist. So it's like there's gonna be mad shit he ain't dealing with. They're not gonna speak to him how they gonna speak to Dame, because he's also an artist. You know what I mean? So so Dame gotta be the asshole. Pause.
Right.
And I had to say it for pause with Dame anyway, so like pause. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? So somebody had to be the bad guy,
We need Dame to send us those buttons that he sells, the pause buttons. You see them?
He got pause buttons? That's wild.
Yeah.
I ain't seen them shit.
I think your man Rock got one. I don't know if it's the one that Dame's...
Rock, he got it from Dame there. I know Rock got the pause on when Rock does his own. When Rock does his streaming, he got the pause button.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've only known Dame to be the one to have them. I don't know if other people sell them or whatever, but
I had no idea he sold those shit. That's funny. I ain't know that.
Yeah. All right. So you were at SEO Week after party. Shout out to Icon the Mike King who threw that.
Yeah, shout out to Mike King, man. He got a monster record about to drop soon, man.
Right.
Produced by Scott Storch.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And he got a lot of heat coming too, man. Shout out to Mike. That's my guy.
Yeah.
Now at the event was M80 and Swave Sevah, and they ran into each other. And they took a picture, to many people's surprise, because last we had read what we read in M80's book, and I didn't ask Swave about it when I interviewed him because I totally forgot about it, but might have worked to everyone's benefit anyways, because, but anyways, most of us was under the impression when they ran into each other, it was going to be a problem. Now, after the situation, M80 had called me and said that you saved his life and helped squash that situation. So what exactly happened?
I always save people's lives, man. I mean, honestly, I got there after the fact. I was supposed to meet up with Swave, but he was on. Am I supposed to meet up with Swave? Yeah, he was coming from Harlem and shit. Like I was in, I'm in Brooklyn, so it's like we coming from opposite directions to meet in the middle type shit. You know what I'm saying? So I had no idea M80 was in town. Shout out to M80. I had no idea M80 was in town. It's funny because he had texted me the day before, I think a day or two before, but I be caught up, so I didn't hit him back. You know what I'm saying? Because contrary to popular belief, like I know M80, he knows me. He got my number. We text each other sometimes. We all right. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I had no idea he was in town. I had no fucking clue. So I pull up, you know what I mean? I get to the front of the venue and shit. The line was stupid long, but we slide to the side, you heard me? You know what I mean? So I pull up, and when I'm walking in, like one of the first motherfuckers I see is M80, and I'm like, oh shit. He walks up, he was like, yo, I seen Swave. And I was like, what? And I already knew what my nigga Swave was trying to do. And I'm like, so the fact that it made him walked up to me and spoke to me, obviously the the book, you know, obviously that didn't happen, like as far as no physicality and nothing. So I'm like, oh, all right. So then I saw that, you know, he was good, and I'm like, all right, like I'm not gonna press the issue. Plus I said, me and them maybe we gotta understand, me and them is cool, but Swave is my brother, so I can't control what a grown man gonna do, especially if one grown man spoke on another grown man. Like, yeah, that's on y'all. But at the same time, still, like, you know, let them, you know what I mean? But you know, but the point I'm getting at is, if you speak on somebody and they respond to how they respond, like that's on y'all. You feel me? But at the same time, you know, I'll do what I can, you know, to help smooth things out if necessary. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, nah, they had a they had a convo. They had a convo. I know he saw him outside, and I was thinking maybe because, you know, it maybe works with Meth and all that, and we all like Meth is family to all of us. Meth is my bro. Meth is Swave. Meth is Swave is close, and Meth and maybe they rock as well. Meth and maybe do a lot of business together. So we all of us is close with Meth. All of us fuck with Meth and Man. Shout to Meth and Man, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Staten Island, Wu-Tang, all that good shit. So I'm thinking like, all right. So being that I saw him and he was good, I was like, all right, I gotta go find Swave. I gotta go find Swave. So I pull up, we go to the VIP, Swave on the side smoking and shit. As we do when we pull up. So we're like, oh, what? You know, we had a little convo. And he gave me the rundown. I ain't gotta give y'all all that, but he gave me the rundown, and I was just like, you know what I mean? But everything good. Like, he was like, he asked me certain questions. You feel me? In regards to M80. Yo, did he do this? Did he do this? Did he do that? And I'm not gonna lie to nobody. And I'm like, oh, so long story short, a few things that he was I guess that he wasn't aware of. I gave him clarity on certain shit. And then when I did that, he was like, oh, all right. I guess that sufficed enough to not want to, you know, continue no bullshit with son. But at the same time, you know, I know he spoke on that because he said that shit that son said in the book wasn't accurate, and they spoke on that. But I wasn't around for that. I wasn't there for the conversation. But yeah, man, you know, shout to M80, man, shout to the homie Swave, motherfucker Sevah. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everything ended up nice and cuddly. You know what I'm saying? Swave
I'm glad too. I'm glad.
Swave and M80 took a picture. Me and M80 took a pic. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? All's well that ends well, man. You know what I'm saying? All's well that ends well, man.
For sure. Yeah, and I'm glad that everything worked out for the better. I mean, yeah, because that could have been real bad, but you could have been like Swave, and Swave could have been like Debo. M80 could have been like Angry Fan. That could have been a bad situation, you know. Icon's event could have got ruined.
And it's crazy. It was raining that day too. That's crazy. It was wild radio outside. That's mad funny.
Swave!
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, man. You know, all's well that ends well, man. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to everybody involved, man. I'm glad everything worked out. So I had your man Lush Uno on here, and he caused a lot of controversy. Did you see the segment when he went off on Mad Illz?
Yeah, man.
And then Illz responded in his stories and spoke about a possible defamation lawsuit. And then
so it was said that in the story. What did he say? I didn't see what Matt Illz said.
Well, in his stories, he said, you know, should I consider a defamation lawsuit or something like that? Then he commented on like the reel that I had up on my Instagram, and he had said basically a junkie child actor who acts like he has any authority in hip hop, a true culture vulture that gets knocked out and put in check by multiple people online. He thinks this kind of attention is cool. It means he's relevant. He needs to eat a gun ASAP. So what did you think? Yeah. What did you think about what Lush was saying about Illz in the video though? Because he was talking about Ill's past history in the military and like shooting and all that stuff.
Yeah. I try to remember what he said. I know he said a lot of incendiary shit. He said something about him at the being a border cop or some shit like that.
Yeah. And he was
He
saying that he shot people that were trying to come into the whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know if to say this shit like that, bro. Like I don't know that I don't even say this shit like that, man. Like if they, for whatever reason, Lush just keeps knocking on their door for what they got that bad blood, man. Like I told Illz, like, tell your side of the story. Like, even if you just want to tell it yourself on your own YouTube page, like, but you should say something.
That's what I told him. I told him that too. I said that even if it's not on my platform, because I'm not just trying to tell you to do this so that I benefit or something like that. I'm saying an unchecked lie becomes the truth. So wherever you tell it somewhere so that your side is out there, right?
Yeah, man. So I think Lush just egging them more, like, but once again, like Lush knows how to play those algorithm games, and not like he means Mad Illz for algorithm, like, no disrespect to my nigga Illz. I'm just saying Lush does, but Lush is gonna be Lush, man. You know what I'm saying? Lush is gonna be Lush. Like, but a lot of that shit he said, like, yo, if you're gonna stand on it, stand on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Lush will run a fade. I don't know how it's gonna turn out, but we've seen it online. Lush will run the fade, so maybe they need to run that. I don't know. I'm not. That's if they want to. They both motherfucking grown men in their 40s and shit. So, you know what I mean? You don't have to. I'm just saying, but it's like, but you keep poking, like what? Eventually, you're gonna be like, "Yeah, what's the end result? What we doing? Like, okay, what we doing?" Like, so it's like,
yeah, because you know what? It's not just that. Like the first interview, he took it a little more easy on Illz. Like he was like, he made fun of his rapping and stuff like that, and that was funny, right?
That was funny.
And, man, roll the clip.
Like Mad Illz raps really good from like a technical standpoint. Like he's a great performer and he understands like the intricacies, and it's all like got a lot of skills when I'm rapping on the bill, when I'm popping on the banana, when I'm chopping on the bills. You feel me? He understands it, you know what I'm saying? Throw punch like a ball, rock, all the mall, vibe at the mall, with a mob's cocktail, and then off ramp.
And then he did that in the second interview, but the second interview he really went OD on it, where
he took it elsewhere. He did that shit that Jay-Z don't like. He did that shit Jay-Z don't like.
Yeah, he was like, "You bitch," and like he started going crazy with it. So it was just like, damn, bro.
The fact that this even needs to be repeated at this point, and the only people that won't refute it, because I know they can't, but would even like offer a little bit of bail to this pathetic, lecherous human being are people like Real Deal and Poison Pen, who are the nicest human beings and kindest souls on God's green earth, who just are so nice to everybody. You have to really do some fucked up shit to piss these guys off, to make them, not that either of them are bitch because they're not bitches, and Mad Illz is a bitch, but they're both too kind to really fucking go out on a limb and say how they really feel. They both know he sucks and everybody hates him, bro.
He also said some things that you felt the way about, right? Because he was saying you and Real Deal say nice things about Illz because you guys are like the nicest guys and stuff, but you guys obviously aren't going to say anything bad about Illz.
Bro, from our history, right, so far, do I strike you as a motherfucker that's just not going to say something to someone because I'm nice? Now, with that being said, I don't have a problem with somebody feels that I'm a nice guy. That's great. You feel me? But do I look like, do I strike you as that, bro? Like, realistically speaking, son.
Nah.
So I don't have to defend.
But you're not a loose cannon,
shit,
though.
Bro.
You're not a loose cannon either, though.
Right,
so you have judgment to be like, is this worth it or not? So maybe that's what he means.
And if I felt some way about Mad Illz, if I felt like he really, because there's plenty of motherfuckers that I do not associate with, nor fuck with, nor affiliate with, Like, you know what I'm saying? In no aspect. And I don't care if there's money to get with them. I don't even want that money. You know what I'm saying? So it's so to not shun Matt Illz because I'm a nice guy is fucking stupid. Like that's fucking ridiculous. If I ain't fuck with Matt Illz, like you know what I'm saying, like whenever I ever had an issue telling somebody I don't fuck with them, bro, and I'm a man, and I've plenty of hands on experience. Pause. Like whenever I ever had a problem telling somebody I had an issue with them, or just like let me just because I'm nice, let me just not shit on them. Like I gotta associate with Matt Illz. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm just saying, like, I'm mean, nigga. Like, fuck that means, son. Like, Matt Illz is, I don't have an issue with Matt Illz. I'm not gonna make an issue because you got one with him.
Right.
You feel me? I'm not gonna do that. You feel me? Like, and I'm a nice dog. I'm a nice guy. Sure, I'm a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? But come on, man.
You know I do my research, right? So I went
Oh,
through
boy.
your whole Twitter nearly,
boy.
and
I
there's
should
a
have deleted it. I don't even know
6-year-old.
what you.
There's a 6-year-old tweet from KOD TV that you retweeted, and it's a picture of you, Lush, Direct, and it says 3 of the architects of modern day battle rap. Right now, in Lush's,
Who was it? Who was in it?
it's you, Direct, and Lush. Right?
Okay, yeah.
And
yeah,
KOD
yeah,
TV said that you guys are the 3 architects of modern day battle rap. Right?
Yeah.
Now, in Lush's interview, he says that nobody respects Mad Illz in battle rap, that he didn't do anything, he doesn't deserve, any like credit, yada yada, like the things along those lines, right? I don't remember exactly what he said. But for situations like this, right? Do you feel like, damn, Illz should have stayed in this and be next to us and receive credit for what he contributed? Like, how do you feel about?
He didn't have to stay next to us to receive credit. Like, I didn't stay. Like, I moved wherever this shit was necessary, and I don't feel like I get all the credit I deserve, but I get credit. He didn't have to stay. He didn't have to stay. Like, let me just rap with him to get credit. But he could have stayed active in some sense. You know what I mean? But he did in ways, but I guess it didn't resonate as much for whatever reason. I don't know. Like shit happens, man. A lot of things happened through those past years, bro. Like, remember we went through all that pandemic shit, and so it's like, a lot of things happen in life, but maybe you just battle rap shit wasn't, big then. As actors in battle rap wasn't as important in a motherfucker's life. And you got to keep in mind, these just motherfuckers, we all motherfuckers that was doing it before it became a industry that was feeding people like that. So, I'm pretty sure his bank account probably wasn't how he wanted it to be. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is.
What is the truth about when they sold the Grind Time YouTube channel to KOD TV? Lush said that Illz took it back.
I don't know. I don't remember none of that shit like that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Got you. Okay. No problem.
Yeah. I mean, no problem.
On the interview, though, he also admitted that you were right, that he should have taken more precautions to protect Math when he was on the West Coast, like you did to protect Diz when he was in New York. So he gave you that respect.
Yeah, I'm only gonna say what I didn't think I said nothing that was too out of pocket.
Right.
And I wasn't like making Math like seem like an angel because of that. I mean, Math got a history. Math did some shit before, but that still doesn't justify whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that he acknowledged that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna call her how I see it. Like, I call Math out on his bullshit. Like, people call me out on my bullshit. That's how it's supposed to be, man. Like, ain't none of us exempt from that shit, bro.
Right.
Ain't none of us exempt from that. If I feel some, like, I'm a man. Like, if I feel some kind of way, if I can't, especially to somebody that I'm supposed to have a certain respect for, if I can't say it, like, then I ain't a fucking man, bro. It ain't got to be an argument. You feel me? Like I said, like I've expressed my opinion 20 ways, and it's never been in incendiary fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can agree with it or disagree with it, but it is what it is. I'm still gonna speak on how I feel. You know what I mean?
So I interviewed your man, Rockness Monster,
Big
and I
Rock.
asked him about the situation, about the song Cross My Path, Baby, I'm Fucking You Up. Can you
That's my
talk
path,
about the
baby.
Can you
So-
talk about the situation with Coney Island, Nems, the studio session? Nems felt the way about the song, you know.
RP, my man Big Vegas. He the one that produced that shit, man. He passed away a few months ago. So RP Big Vegas and shit.
RP.
How I remember the story. I had a record on Nervous Records called I'm Fucking You Up. You know what I'm saying? I had a 12-inch single called I'm Fucking You Up, produced by my man Big Vegas. And the B-side was Inner City Hoodlum. So anyway, I had a remix of the song. You know what I mean? And at that time, Heltah Skeltah hadn't dropped no music together in a while. Like Rock had left Doug down, and you know what I mean? Sean P was slowly evolving into the Sean P that, you know, reemerged. So like I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I wanted to do a remix, and I wanted to get Heltah Skeltah because at that time, motherfuckers only had rock together for like a little hot second. So, you know, of course, and both of them being the bros and shit, I'm like, yo, let's do this record, whatever. So we booked the session. I booked the session. So it's me, Ruck. Who's on that record? Me, Ruck and Rock, Illinois, South to Illa, and Nems. Now Nems, that was my little man at the time. You know what I mean? That's my brother, still my brother, but like Nems, we was we was already tapped in at the time, but a lot of people didn't know who he was yet. I always believed in Nems from day one. It's so crazy to see what has transpired, you know, with the whole evolution of Murder Threats and all that. But this was his first. This is his first feature, like outside of like I believe outside of like, you know, the shit with GB and everybody with the Life Is Back, you know, with FYL and all that. I think this is his first feature outside of the friends, outside of the regular team. So because I always felt like he needed to be heard. Kind of like what I remember when I linked up with Tech, I was like, nah. So I was always bringing them around. So I'm doing this record, yo. So I bring them to the stool, cool, everything cool, whatever. Now he didn't know none of them yet. Like I said, none of them knew Nems at that time yet. I got footage of that shit on DVD too, whatever. So we're on the stool. I introduce him. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, everything smooth. Rock. No, who did the rock? I get you on in front of the cops. I said, mother. Yeah. Rock spits the Coney Island verse, right? So, you know, of course, we just doing it's a posse cut. So it's like nigga, just spit a 16. You feel me? That's that era. You know what I'm saying? Just spit a 16. It didn't have to be all topical. The record's called I'm Fucking You Up. You know what I'm saying? We all from Brooklyn. We all gonna spit some violent shit anyway. So like that was really just the whole subject of the record. I'm fucking you up. So Rock was like, yo, this shit happened in Coney Island, So he started telling the story. You know what I'm saying? And I can't remember. Damn, I can't remember who got to the studio first, Rock or Rock. One of them made it before the other, and one of them actually told the story. No, I think Rock told the story, and then Rock came through a little bit later, I think, if my memory serves me correct. So we in the stool, Rock's telling us the story about what happened in Coney Island, just like, oh, you from, yo, this my nigga Nems, he from Coney Island. Oh, where you from Coney Island? Yo, son. I said, he start going into the story like, yo. And then Rock comes through, and he just spits the verse, talking about what happens in Coney Island. Like, it was just wild coincidental and shit. Like, and obviously, Nems ain't know they was gonna spit that. They ain't even know Nems at the time. They didn't have no idea he wasn't that until that session. They didn't know. I introduced
Right, and then when I interviewed Rock said that he had wrote that verse already for something else.
Yeah, their verses was already done. Like Rock had spit that verse. I had Rock spit like, and I wish I had the session, but I had Rock spit like 2-3 totally different verses. Like it was like this that era we had bars on deck. You feel me? So we just said, so motherfuckers was just spitting verses, really. Like, you know what I mean? So I had Rock spit like 2 or 3, we only used one verse, but I had him spit like 2 or 3 different verses. Rock spit that verse, you know what I mean? And I spit the verse at the end. And Illa and Nems, they both spit 8. They split a 16 and a half. You know what I mean? So it was literally just motherfuckers just spitting verses and shit. So coincidentally, but the record was I'm Fucking You Up, so they was talking about that. And they just coincidentally sent us from Coney Island, you feel me? But it was just funny, like, you know, it wasn't even nothing. Like, he told the story, like, motherfuckers spit the verse in the booth. It was what it was. Like, it wasn't, it was like motherfuckers did the song, it was what it was, you know what I'm saying? But then I know he retold the story on his podcast on the outside
With Gorilla Nems, yep.
on the outside with Gorilla Nems. And where's my episode of that, nigga?
That's what I was just about to ask you. I was like, wait, have you been on that yet? Because we need you on that.
Nah, I ain't been on it yet, man. He told me we was gonna do it. We ain't do it yet. Pause. So I mean, I ain't talked to him in a little minute, but we gonna figure it out. But yeah, he told the story with the ghost face, right?
Yeah.
He told the story, the ghost telling the story, but he was talking about, he said something about how they got chased out or some shit like that, and that wasn't how the story had played out. The story played out a little different, so it just had to be corrected by Rock. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, nobody, like you said earlier, like the truth, I mean, truth goes,
Unchecked lie becomes the truth.
that shit.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I said there's a lot, but you know, people tell stories and throughout years, like shit get remembered differently. I tell you something, you're gonna tell somebody else, and somebody else say it's gonna be halfway different than from when we spoke on it. So
Absolutely.
I mean, that's more what happened. Like I know Nems wasn't like throwing shots or nothing and explaining what happened. He was just telling the story that was retold to him because he wasn't even a part of the original situation. Nor was I. I wasn't there neither. Like,
Right.
I just did a song and they spoke on this shit because, oh, we spoke about the shit. Oh, it's my nigga from there from Coney Island. Oh, yo, we from Coney Island. Oh, yo, this shit happened in Coney Island. Like, that's literally what happened. Like, it wasn't even that deep. It's just funny how shit just told years later. Like, even like that's something called historical. It's historical context now. But yeah, that's all that was. You know what I mean? Shouts to Ruck and Rock. Yo, Duck Down, Summer Stage, Central Park Summer Stage in July. I can't remember the exact date, but early July, the Nocturnal Heltah Skeltah 30th anniversary show.
Right.
Heltah Skeltah and OGC. It's the 30th anniversary of the Storm and the 30th anniversary of Nocturnal. We're gonna be at Von King Park in the heart of the star, in the heart of Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. NA Rock pop out. You know what I mean? So we're gonna be there celebrating those albums, you know what I mean, Nocturnal in the Storm. So I'm gonna rock out with Rock. I'm gonna do a Sean P verse or two from, you know, we're gonna figure out what song I'm gonna do, but we're gonna have fun that day, man. So if you're in New York City, pull up for the summer stage, Duck Down, Nocturnal 30th anniversary, the Storm 30th anniversary, OGC, Heltah Skeltah, RP, Sean P. Shout out to Big Rock, Duck Down, Starain Wonder, all of y'all. You know what I mean?
Wait, so originally, when I interviewed Rock had said that you had called him and you said that Nems was upset about the song and you were considering taking Nems off of the song, but then you didn't. Man, roll the clip.
I remember Ken calling me and telling me about an issue. And then he said that he was going to take him off the song. But he didn't. You know what I mean? It never mattered to me either way. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when a nigga told me that, I felt the way I felt bad. Like if I remember correctly, like, you know, I ain't mean it. Like, if I knew that a nigga from the building that I was talking about was gonna be on the song, I wouldn't have used that verse. I didn't write that verse that night. I was sitting on that verse.
Right. So Penn said that he was gonna take his verse off because Nems felt the way about it, or what?
Yeah, it was some sort of issue. I don't remember the details or whatever.
Got you.
I remember when he first told me, like, I remember when Penn first told me, like, I was kind of Like I didn't feel. My first reaction wasn't that I feel bad. If I said that already, that's not true. First, I was mad. I'm like, like the young aggressive nigga in me. I'm like, what? I don't remember my exact words, but I know I was like,
It
I
wasn't
had
too
a little,
nice.
I had a little bit of fuck out of here energy. You know what I'm saying? But Penn was just like, I'm gonna take him off the song, or whatever. You know what? No problem. Blah 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 blah. I think I might have wanted to talk to him though. I didn't want to talk to him about nothing great, not with no aggressive shit or whatever. But
Just to
it was,
smooth it over.
yeah,
To smooth situation over.
stages. Yeah.
I don't remember that. I don't remember that.
Okay.
I don't remember that. But we speaking on some shit that happened about 3 presidents ago. So I don't
Right.
fucking know. I don't remember. Cause I don't remember trying to take nobody off the song. I do remember that there was a little like afterwards, like there was a little like, I ain't gonna say tension, but a little like, yo, there was something that was said, but I don't remember, bro. That was a long time ago, man.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't take nobody off the song. Though. I definitely didn't take Nems off.
Right.
Definitely didn't take nobody off the record. The record that was everybody that was in the studio. We all recorded that together. Nobody emailed no verses and shit. We was all in the studio together. You know what I'm saying? We got one out there, man. You know what I mean? The record's called Cross My Path. It's the remix to a record I dropped on Nervous Records called I'm Fucking You Up. You know what I mean? R.P. my man Big Vegas, aka Al Nazon, Flatbush, Brooklyn. You know what I mean?
Sean P lives on.
R.P. Big Sean. You heard?
So I interviewed Datin, and he spoke about being a big fan of Talib Kweli back in the day, but then them getting into it on social media. And before Datin became religious, he was really about, that action. You remember him from the FYL movement and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
So he took, it personal, the exchange with Talib Kweli, and he pulled up. You guys were on tour. You and Immortal Technique were on tour with Talib at the time. He pulled up to one of your guys' shows in Orlando, but it just so happened that Talib wasn't at this show. Man, roll the clip.
But yeah, he disrespected me, and I pulled up by myself, the Christian, to Immortal Technique's concert. I mean, I wanted to see Tech. I wanted to see Hassan. I wanted to see Penn. I love them dudes, love Penn. But I also wanted to talk to Talib. So when I saw CF outside, I'm like, yo, where Talib at? And I ain't even tell them like that. I just was gonna, like if I couldn't get to him, I was gonna tell Penn, like, yo, son, let me talk to this dude. And he wasn't there. So I didn't get to have the conversation. And now he off of Twitter. So
yeah, I mean, did you talk to Penn about it?
Nah. I think I just spoke to Swave about it through Twitter. That's it. Never.
Do you remember this happening?
I remember they can pull it up with us, pull it up to check us at Firestone in Orlando. And Quad wasn't on that show?
That's what he said.
Okay. I mean, if you said so, that could have been. I don't, bro. You talking about a show from fucking 2016, 15.
Right.
Yeah, I guess he wasn't there. I don't. But yeah, they pulled up on us at the Firestone. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, because he said that he wanted to have a man-to-man conversation with Kweli, because it was hard for him. It seemed like
a lot of people want to do that.
I know it seemed hard for him too at the same time, because it was like he was such a fan of him as an artist, though, like as a rapper. You know what I mean? But it was like, Kweli. Sometimes he be like wilding a little bit, like jumping out the window a little bit with his responses to people,
He's an opinionated guy, you know what I mean? So a lot of people, I mean, nowadays, people are older now, but it's like, a lot of people, they maneuver through social media like everyone else. Like some people don't feel like you should be able to talk to them a certain way, especially if you're accessible. So Datin felt that someone was accessible and tried to gain accessibility.
But he never had a conversation with you about that, though? About what happened or anything like that?
Nah, I didn't. I think in your interview, I don't think we ever spoken at it, and I ain't know that he has. I don't think I remember he ever had him telling me he had smoke with him.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You know what I mean. So it's like, but but some of us is like that. Like there's a lot. I don't pull up to spots where there were people there that I knew I had an issue with. I didn't tell everybody that. Like, so everybody might not even know. You know what I mean? I'm gonna see that person. You know what I mean? So there's probably more of that. Because Datin ain't a scary dude. You know what I'm saying? He probably ain't need me for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure like if some was there, I'm pretty sure if there was he probably be like, yo, Pen, yo, check this out, yo. I got an issue with something. Like, yo, you can sit us down or whatever. Like, I don't think that he would just, especially if somebody's pulling up on the shirt for me. Like, I don't think, it wouldn't make sense for people pull up and then try to do somebody that's out on the road with us, do something to them, and like you came on the shirt for me. Like, that would be absurd. Like, we ain't doing that. Like, you fucking up my relationship if you was doing some dumb shit like that. So I'm sure if it would have got to a point, or if he had to say, he would have said something to me,
That's what he said, though. He said that because you were there, he knows nothing would have happened, but he would have told you, like, yo, I want to have a serious conversation with him because of this.
I believe that. And that's the thing. Like, nothing, I'm not gonna make sure nothing happen to none of my people. That's how I am. Like, even, like, obviously, I know that. I done make sure shit ain't happen to him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's never gonna be no situation where I'm gonna be there with somebody trying to get at one of my mans, and I'm just gonna be there like, it ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, no, we all in, bro. Like poker, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it go. You know what I mean? So yeah, it wouldn't have went nowhere, but it wouldn't have went nowhere but a conversation.
Right.
If it needed to happen,
Do you remember when you met Datin?
I can't pinpoint the exact scenario, but we definitely ran through EO Dub. That was what solidified like us rocking. We was both EO Dub generals and shit. So a lot of our interactions was there, but I don't remember if that's where we met at though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But like I said, Datin was fucking with Nems too. Like we all, you know what I'm saying? And we all converged at EO Dub for a while. So that might have been where we met. I'm not sure. Because Datin was on the battle scene anyway. So like I was aware of Datin for a while. I was aware of Datin regardless, you know what I mean? But I can't pinpoint the exact, like, yo, that's where I met my man and I can't remember that.
Right.
But Datin was always like one of the elite lyricists and shit, like out. Like Datin was always one of the sharpest motherfuckers. Datin's one of the sharpest motherfuckers I've heard in a long time, man. He's consistently sharp.
He's a real solid
He's been that way for a long time.
He's a real solid brother too. That's what I really like about him. The way that he like conducts himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a real cool guy. What did you think about Lush One going off on Afrika Bambaataa and KRS-One for defending Bam?
I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad at that. Bambaataa's going now, you know what I'm saying? I remember when when I saw the KRS original response, I'm not gonna lie, it hurt, and I'm not someone that was a part of anything like that. I'm just a hip hop person that grew up in hip hop from New York, you know what I'm saying? So as a kid, like, I know it's kind of like watching that Hulk Hogan documentary. It's crazy. We all know Hulk Hogan was a fucking racist and this and that, but we grew up looking at him as a fucking hero. A lot of us, like, you know what I mean. So it's like when you get older, you see, oh, some of this is an act, and this is what it really is. It kind of, it's like, dang, So anyway, not comparing KRS to Hulk Hogan, but like in the sense of when I was a kid, KRS-One was the teacher. Like we looked at KRS as like. That's when I put it to you like this. That's when at that era, I still believe what people said was what he was when I was a kid. So like, if you say you was a superhero, you was a motherfucking superhero. You feel me? Hulk Hogan was eat the vitamins, and I'm gonna be like, eat the vitamins, you know what I'm saying? So KRS was the teacher. So like I really felt that KRS was guiding us. Like when I was a kid to an extent. I mean, I wasn't that naive, but I still, you know, he was speaking on Black history in these records, doing why is that? Like telling me shit that I didn't even know. Like I didn't like telling me that Afrika's first name was a keyboard learner and all that. I knew that from listening to KRS-One. Like, so I really thought KRS was the teacher. So I was disappointed with his response. Like I was like, damn, like, because we look like as a kid, we looked at you for guidance and like, you know, obviously you're a fucking human. Like it is what it is. Like no one's perfect. And I'm a grown ass man now, so it is what it is. But it kind of just disappointed me because, you know, there's really no there's no justifying whatever alleged actions were. You know what I'm saying? And the response that he gave was kind of like, I expected a lot more from someone that we look at for guidance. You feel me? And in a situation where apparently a lot of kids that were seeking guidance were preyed upon, allegedly, as it goes. You know what I mean? So so of course a lot of these things have occurred in some way, shape, or form. So it's like for you to give that response was just like, damn, that shit kind of just hurt a motherfucker's feelings. Like, really? So I kind of, like, like I said, it was kind of like, oh, Hulk Hogan's not really present vitamins. It's like, oh, okay, like, all right, it's not necessarily everything that was portrayed to be. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. Like, I love KRS, but I'm just saying, like, I was disappointed with that response, man. Like, because there's no defending certain actions, man. There's no defending those actions. And yeah, someone can be a talented person and still be a horrible person. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Like, that doesn't, doing one thing doesn't negate you from another thing. But at the same time, just because you were great in one aspect doesn't make you morally exempt from everything else. Because you did something over here that was so amazing. And that's not saying that he didn't do things that were amazing in the world, obviously. Because before the allegations came out, like, he was held in a very high regard in the hip hop community. Like, it is what it is. So he obviously did a bunch of things that were in the world revered. But once you realize what it is, it's like sometimes you just gotta leave that alone. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And there's no justification.
Do you believe those allegations about Afrika Bambaataa though? Because some people are trying to defend it and saying, well, he wasn't proven guilty in court, so he's innocent still.
I never did the deep dive research. I never did the deep dive research. So it was never I'm from New York and I'm a hip hop guy, but it was never at my doorstep. You know what I mean? And most of the people that were affected, that were coming out with shit, that was before my generation too. Like the Bee Stinger guy and all of them, those was older guys. So it's like, that wasn't, so like, nah,
It's just though, like, there's some people that have come out and said, oh, we been knew that about Bam. So the people that are able to say like, oh, we been knew that, and they was still like protecting, or they was okay with it and stuff like that, like, they just as guilty in my opinion.
I mean,
you know.
I mean, yo, my thing is this: there's rumors of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Any male that is of certain popularity is always gonna be a gay rumor. Whether how ridiculous it is or not, who knows? But like I said, like Bambaataa, I mean, that was a different generation, so we wasn't associating with a lot of them. Like to be that close to that situation, but but from what's being told, there's something definitely happened to some people. As far as the explicit details of what transpired, that's something else. And yeah, I don't think he went to court. Didn't he? Like, did he left town and shit, right? So how did that play out?
He never went to the court case.
Okay.
So he lost by default, right?
Okay.
And then they said that when he died in Brazil or something like that, or he was out of the country.
Yeah.
But then like somebody else, like, you know, I just interviewed Bullet Scotty and he said that he was actually in Pennsylvania when he died.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, but I don't know though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, it's hard nowadays. It's like, there's so much conflicting information that like, what do you even believe anymore?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I never dug that deep into the story, but you know, there's definitely from piecing the stuff that we've seen out there together, there was definitely some interesting things occurring with some.
There was something
some
wrong
young boys.
for sure.
I'm not a judge, jury, or nothing, but from the information that's out there, it looks like some interesting things have occurred. You know what I'm saying? And some younger, it looked like some grown man or some younger boy activity. It looked like that has occurred. But like I said, I never did the research. Like that wasn't my side of town. You feel me?
Well, it was interesting when Lord Jamar had said in an interview, he was saying like, oh, you know, I remember when Bam said that when Bee Stinger had came out, he said, I don't know that guy. I've never seen him in my life. And Lord Jamar was like, I saw him in the studio with Bam. So for him to say, I don't know this guy or I've never seen him is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, that says a lot. That says a lot right there.
And then obviously, and then also your man Mickey Fax, right? He told a story too about when he did the song with Bam, and there was like some young people in the studio too, and
he had the song with Bambaataa?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he had this whole experience of like seeing Bam with like young people. It was very like weird stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know, like at what point do you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you
that's
just
the
keep
thing.
on.
And that's the shit. Like, yo, I met Bambaataa mad times in my life, but never, like, I'm not from the Bronx. I was never in no close situations. It was at a thing here or there. Like, so I met him at least, I can't even tell you, like a number of times I've met him and said peace to him before. But that's literally all I could say as far as my interaction with him. Was like, it's Afrika and Bambaataa. That like, he's like, before we found out whatever, like that was like one of the fathers of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it was always peace, respect, you know, handshake, keep it moving. Like, you know what I mean? So I've met him, you know, a few times, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I was never in anyone's circle. I never really hung out with them like that at all. Like, those are older dudes, you know what I'm saying? And they from, Bronx, most of us from the Bronx. You know what I mean? Right. So, you know what I mean? So I never had no real personal relationship with none of them like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't, you know.
What about Lush saying though that KRS is the worst legend in hip hop history though?
That's Lush being Lush, man. Like, of course I don't agree with that. But in the context of him defending Bam, you know, I could see how someone would drop him, you know, a few notches.
Well, he said based off of skill. He said that he's behind, you know, all these people. That's how Lush feels.
That's how he feels. I mean, what you want me to say? Like I can't tell you how somebody else feels. That's how he feels. I don't necessarily.
You don't agree with that though, right? You don't agree with that.
I mean, I haven't listened to new KRS-One music in a long time. So, but I mean, KRS catalog is an immaculate catalog. At least his first like 9 albums in a row was like then they classics. Like, you know what I mean? So, I mean, if maybe he's not as ill in 2000, whatever the fuck as he was for a fucking immaculate 9-album run. I mean, I'm gonna let him rock. He had a 9-album immaculate run. I don't, you know what I mean? So whatever.
Well,
I don't know how
he said that Nelly beat KRS in the battle. Do you agree with that? Man, roll the clip. He beat Nelly in the battle, right?
No, Nelly fucked him up. Nelly beat him in a battle, bro. Nelly flamed that fool. Look, what'd he say? What'd he say? You diss my big nose from my African roots. I talk about your skin because you don't eat the right foods. That's what the God MC, Blastmaster, the GOAT, that's your GOAT? I talk about your skin because you don't eat the right foods? That will get booed off a Scribble Jam stage in 01. That'll get, like, literally, bro, that'll get booed off a Scribble Jam stage in 98. It's ass. Nelly, great songwriter, hitmaker, very mediocre when it comes to his standing as, like, one of the great lyricists. And, like, he smoked KRS-One, bro. He smoked him. Go listen to those tracks back to back.
Nelly said, you be the first one, you be the old man, you be the first one with a rapper's pension or some shit like that. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Nelly surprised me on that one, yo. Nelly surprised me on that shit. I ain't gonna lie. Nelly kind of went off. Nah, Nelly kind of surprised me with that shit. I ain't gonna hold you, man. Nelly, you know what I'm saying? Like, Nelly went off on that carry. I ain't gonna lie. That was one of the things where we be like, yo, this nigga Nelly rapping. But I guess he figured he had to rap. If he was going to sit there and try to diss KRS-One, he had to fucking rap.
Right.
So I like the Nelly shit. No, I like that. Actually made me respect Nelly more, which goes back to that shit, like the spirit of the battle. Like, yo, like, that has to stay in hip hop. Like, it's just the level of where people are willing to go with it. But the spirit of battle has to stay, because that's one of the things that made me listen to Nelly more, is the fact that this motherfucker got that KRS-One. He actually, what does it take to be number one? They was making hot ass records and shit.
Right.
Like, that was low key the first Not Like Us. He did a hit record on, but hit this record. I mean, it didn't blow up like Not Like Us. But you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that made me listen to Nelly, actually. I knew who he was. I listened to like some of the country grammar shit, but I didn't really tap in. But when he got a KRS-One and they was going back and forth, that made me be like, oh, no, let me listen to this nigga. Oh, Lord. And I actually became more of a fan after that. So that shit worked out.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I gotta say though, Lush is really good at like imitating people. From imitating Mad Illz freestyle to imitating KRS-One. Like I don't know how he does it, man. Like, shout out to Lush for that.
First of all, nothing wasn't even thinking about KRS when he made the I'm Number One song. There wasn't even a frame of reference in his head. But KRS, being A, delusional, B, a fucking dinosaur clout chaser, even in the early 2000s, was like, I'm the real number one. Let me show you how the culture is done. This is KRS-One. Let me rock the party. Everybody know the deal. KRS-One, I represent hip-hop that's real. From the South Bronx, and you know I don't stop. Put your hands up. This is real hip-hop. Okay, did I just not do a KRS-One freestyle? Actually, sorry. That was probably more, like, a little bit better than the level of most of his recent freestyles. No?
Lush is a stand-up comedian, bro.
Yeah.
Lush is one of a kind, bro. Word.
All right, Diabolic has revealed endless stories involving you, so we're gonna have to go through this Rolodex of stories. starting with the Knitting Factory, where you guys saw Kanye in 2004 and he wanted to rob Kanye and you told him no. Man, roll the clip.
We're backstage at it. I'm with Penn. We're drinking and chilling, and Kanye is there. He came there because it was a Rhyme Fest show.
Oh.
And him and Rhyme Fest are cool. And Kanye was there. And, you know, he had on, I'll never forget this, he had like on a miniature, like Louis Vuitton backpack.
Right. His signature,
you know, like,
that he was wearing during that time.
Yeah. It's kind of like a girl's backpack that he would wear. And fucking, he was there. He's backstage. And Knitting Factory's backstage is just like this shitty little room with stairs that go directly down onto the stage, you know? And I pull Penn to the side and I'm like, let's rob this motherfucker and get someone to film it. Let's beat his ass, take his shit, and we will go down in history for robbing fucking Kanye and beating the fuck out of him at the Knitting Factory. So it was basically just, I looked at it as an opportunity. It's not every day that one of the biggest rappers popping in the world walks into the fucking Knitting Factory without security, chilling. Like, which in retrospect, I'm kind of glad we didn't do that because it's kind of fucked up. Like, the guy, you know, he comes down from the the pedestal to come with the peasants, and we beat his ass, thus solidifying why you don't come down and hang out with the peasants, you know? But I just looked at it as opportunity because I was like, yeah, dude, we'll be in the source tomorrow, bro. They'll be talking shit. Like, why did these guys rob him? And they mugged Kanye West, bro.
You know how many times I done stopped Diabolic from doing dumb shit? Like, I done stopped Diabolic from doing, like, you could do a whole interview on just the things I've stopped Diabolic from doing. You know what I'm saying?
Would you say he's very impulsive?
He was, you know, with enough alcohol. But yeah, nah, it was one of them nights, you know. And the thing is, we done had a lot of rowdy, drunken, you know, nights where a lot of rowdy, drunken things have occurred. You know what I'm saying? Some of them, you know, some more fun than others. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, it was just pretty much like, no, you're not gonna do that. Like no. Like,
Were
it's
you
like,
even
it's-
surprised though when he brought it up?
No, Balik. Yo, bro. All right, you want to go story for story? I'm gonna say a Balik story. I'm gonna leave bits and pieces out, but
Wait. Before we go into that one though, but can you just
Well-
touch on this one first though? Okay,
Yeah.
so like you guys see Kanye standing there backstage at the Rhyme Fest show.
I done
and he
met
just-
Kanye. Yeah, Kanye was always around, man. I done Kanye, Rhyme Fest. I know Balik Battle Fest. Like everybody knew each other. You know what I'm saying? Like I done seen Kanye a billion times. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I seen Kanye. I never saw you. I saw Kanye. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So then you see him backstage. He has the Louis backpack on. He got chains on and stuff like that. And Balik
Yeah.
leans over and says, "Yo, let's rob this motherfucker."
You know what? Because he was the thing with Ye, he always looked out of place. So it's like, yo, what are you doing? Like he always looked out of place. Like, and I'm not saying that. Like he tell the story about Beanie Sigel and them came to help him in the restaurant on 23rd Street. Because he always just there was always a sort of extraness to him that was going, and then when the wolves is out, like you're gonna look towards that for whatever reason. Like there was something about him that he always was the odd. He was always the odd person in the room. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. To look at him, look what he's done. He's a fucking genius. So being the odd person in the room, and it might be it's probably the right way to go. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he was just there looking like a plate almost. You know what I'm saying? And Balik felt froggy, and I just obviously, you know, I'm a man with common sense, so I advise him to not do that.
And he
And he
told you
listened.
that you guys could end up in the Source magazine and get press from robbing him.
I was already in the source. I didn't need that.
Yo, that's crazy, man. Shout out to Balik.
Yeah, we not robbing Kanye West, bro.
I asked him, I was like, why didn't you just go up to him and ask him for some beats or something like that instead? He's all like, he's not doing that. He's like, even if I offered him cash or whatever, he's not gonna do. He said that because his experience prior of asking Just Blaze for a beat for $10,000 cash, and Blaze said no or something like that. That's why he didn't want to do that with Kanye at that time.
Yeah, it happens. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes people, you know what I mean? Like, listen, I can say the same thing with me. I don't have cash in hand to producers, and we agree to do shit, and it just didn't happen, and motherfuckers kept me waiting, and I'm like, all right, you keep me waiting, but like, you know, I'm gonna spend this money somewhere else, and that's just, when it's never happened. I could say that for a few motherfuckers. It's just how it is sometimes.
All right, what was that other story that you was gonna tell about Balik?
Oh, when we was filming the next episode, shit, that was it the Showtime, whatever. What was that, Showtime?
Yeah.
Yeah, we go out to LA. We go out to LA and shit, you know, and crazy night. I probably touched on it in another interview, all the shit that happened that night. It was a wild night. One of the nights, the party, whatever. But after the party, we
Yeah, you guys left somebody drunk outside or something like that, sleeping, right?
yeah, Lou Cypher.
Yeah.
He probably still out there.
Yo.
Yeah, man. But like, but me, this is a me stopping Bollock from being Bollock shit. Did I ever tell this story? I don't want to repeat this. Fuck it, whatever. After that night, like I know I told a story about that night before, but we go to a 7-Eleven. We go to a 7-Eleven, and after just to go get some drinks, you know, and whatever, and go back and chill. You know what I'm saying? Smoke, whatever. So we're in the 7-Eleven. We're like in Hollywood somewhere, and I got a jersey on. I can't remember the team. I had a football jersey on. You know what I mean? And I had my cornrows and shit. You feel me? So we go into the so we walk into the 7-Eleven, and there's this like the gay dude in the 7-Eleven. I mean, we're fucking Hollywood, bro. There's gay people everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So, but the gay dude, he looks at me. I look at him, you know, whatever. Like, so he looks at me, I look at him, and he's like, excuse me. I'm like, what's up, man? And like I said, I had the jersey on. I had my crazy. He was like, did anyone ever tell you that you look like Warren Sapp? I'm like, and I look at him because I'm like, now, like I'm a grown, like, you know, I'm young, but I'm still an adult. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not offended. Like, we ain't doing nothing, so I'm not offended, bro. So I'm like, whatever. So, but before I can say something to him, Bollock, now I'm not gonna repeat what he said here, but Bollock said something very, very, very
Offensive?
sure offensive. So Bollock was like, yo, and just throws it at him.
Throws what at him?
The offensive words.
Oh, got you.
He
Okay.
didn't physically throw anything at him. He threw the words.
Oh, okay.
But you know, I guess Bollock thinking that, you know, big New York cover guy. I guess he thought that, you know, dude was gonna like cower back down and shit. But yo, as soon as Bollock said what he said, your son was right back with another snappy response and shit. In the same vein of what Bollock said. Like, so he matched what Bollock said and volleyed it right back to him like, yo, next thing, you know, the whole 7-Eleven was flipped upside down and shit. But the gay nigga, he wasn't trying to back down. But when he realized what he could have been, like, it was like, I'm like, yo, bro, we can't do this, bro. Like, I'm like, yo, bro, I'm not offended, bro. He just showed what I look like. Let's just go, bro. Let's go. You know what I mean? So I'm like physically, and like I wanted a few people that could physically drag these big motherfuckers. So I'm like, yo, wrestling with him and like trying to drag him to the fucking car, and I finally did him in the car. Like, yo, the shit was fucked out, bro. Like, we in fucking LA, bro. Like, we not from here, bro. You gotta relax. Like, you gotta relax, bro. Like, chill the fuck out. Like, we wasn't in no danger. We was in danger. That's something different. We wasn't in no danger, bro. Like, so anyway, that happens, and so we get up out of here. But then, like, the fucking next day, we go to the office, we go to the label and shit. I mean, we go to Showtime. Well, we go with him. We go to the office where they handle the minister's TV show. Hey, yo, bro, that's what I say. Yo, this Hollywood shit is real. So we sit down in there, and these motherfuckers are like, so what happened at 7-Eleven last night? Like, yo, they knew what fucking happened in the fucking 7-Eleven.
What?
Yep. Yo, they knew what happened. I was like, oh, this is next level. I need to go back to Brooklyn. This is weird. They knew what happened. They was like, and they was like, yo, y'all gotta, you know, they was like, yeah, I had to chill, whatever. But they knew what happened in the 7-Eleven. Like
Wait,
that
so
was
when you said that the 7-Eleven got flipped upside down, what do you mean? Like they was like trashing it, like throwing
yeah,
stuff?
really trying to wrestle Diabolic fuck out of fucking 7-Eleven. You know what I'm saying? And trying to stop like a fight from these two motherfuckers. Hey, you feel me? So I mean, you know, I'm not gonna say the shit got destroyed, but it was definitely some shit moving around. You feel me? So it wasn't like the fucking place got like destroyed, but it was definitely some tussling going on. You feel me? So yeah,
Right.
but they knew, and I was just like, yo, how did they fucking know? Like, how did y'all know? Like, wait, look, it was like, not like police got called, like, you know, we got up out of there and we on the left. Like, so it wasn't like anything happened afterwards, you know what I'm saying? But the next day when we pull up to the office, the motherfuckers knew what happened. I know that much. That shit was weird.
What about the time that Diabolic wanted to go beat up Tyler, the creator, and you told him to chill or something like that?
Yo, bro, can I get them skirt over there? We tell him to chill from beating somebody here, bro. How many years we want to oh, fuck,
But
man.
did was that true though? That really happened?
Probably. It's happened quite a few times, bro. Yeah.
All right. This is one I really want you to clear up. What happened when you almost became Miles Morales when you got bit by the brown recluse spider?
Okay, that was funny. All right, check this out. Ventura, California. We in Ventura, California. We're on the road. This Brother Ali, Technique, myself, ourselves, a bunch of people. It was Brother Ali and his guys and us and Rebel Arms. So it was like a bunch of us. So anyway, we're in Ventura, California, and the back of the venue, like where you can walk in from the backstage, like the where we were staying, there was a hotel like literally on the next block, like behind the venue. So like you walk out the venue, like from the stage entrance. There was a little park. You can walk right through the little ass park, and the hotel was like right there. So like I was, you know, I've been like I've been spending a lot of time just trying to get my shit together. So I'll be in the room, get my shit together. Just, you know, I'm just trying to be a zen with myself before the show. Anyway, so to get to the show, I had to cut through the park. So they call me, yo, Pan, yo, where you at? So I'm running through the fucking park. So going through the park, I got bit. I didn't realize it. I felt the shit. I didn't, you know, I felt it. Whatever. I kept going. Like it wasn't nothing that stopped me. Like so the bite itself wasn't something like, oh shit, I got bit. Like I walked through the park, it was mad shrubbery and greenery and shit like that. So I walked through the park, I got bit when I walked through the park, I get to the venue. No big deal, we do the show, everything is everything, right? Everything, but my arm is just feeling a little crazy. It don't hurt, but it's like, it's hot. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's just feeling weird, but it's not painful. So I'm not tripping. But you know, we guys, man, you gotta be dead and dying before you fucking go to the hospital. You're a guy, like you gotta. It takes so much for you to be like, yeah, I'm fucked up. Like, so my arm hurt a little bit. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Like we do the show, still drinking, regular shit. Now what happens is, the legendary Chuck D for Public Enemy, he showed up, right? Now he got a song with on one of the Technique's albums, I think Third World, Immortal, one of them shits. They got a song. The Civil War, I think the Civil War, one of them, whatever. They got a song on the fucking record. So Chuck D came up and performed. He came up and did the song with us. He came up on stage and did the shit, which was pretty dope, you know, Chuck D. So him being hospitable, he's like, yo, come to my house in the morning, you know, me and my family will make breakfast for y'all. So y'all come to the crib. You know what I mean? I invite all of y'all. So it was like, oh, it was like 16 of us. You know, like, oh, it was like Brother Ali and everybody, Big Technique and everybody. We all go to the crib. Like the next morning, Chuck D invites us all to the house. And, you know, that was dope to be in Chuck D's house. So we in the house. But that anyway, so by that time, it's the morning. Yo, my arm looked like Popeye, son. Yo, my shit looked like Popeye. My shit is like, whoa, bro. It looked like I was working out heavy for about 7 months straight. Like my shit was mad swole.
What
like,
year we talking?
You always ask this fucking question, man. The fuck, man? The fuck? I don't fucking know. It was we was on the road with Brother Ali, so maybe like, I don't know, 2013, 2012, 2013,
Okay.
2014, something like that. 2014, something like that. But yeah, so my arm is swollen. My arm is swollen. I wake up, whatever. We're going to Chuck D's house. We're Chuck D's house chilling, whatever. Everybody
The
having
War
a
and
good time.
Peace tour, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 2013. All right.
Good research. Good research. So Chuck D's wife happened to be, what was his wife? Oh shit! I don't want to get the story. Someone that was with Chuck. I don't know if it was wife or it was someone that was working with him. So I don't want to fuck that up. So someone who was there with Chuck. I don't want to fuck it up. So a woman who was there with Chuck worked in the medical field, right? So we in the crib chilling, and then she's like, and then she asked me, "It's a fucking morphine gig. Get away!" And she's like, "Yo, what happened to your arm?" I'm like, "Oh." Like, I don't know. And she's like, does it hurt? I'm like, it don't hurt. And like, it's irritating, but it doesn't hurt too much. But it's definitely not. She was like, nah, something's wrong. Like, she's like, nah, something's wrong with your arm. Like, I'm a nurse. Like, something's wrong with your arm. And I'm like I said, I'm gonna do it. I'm like, okay. And then she's like, nah, let me look at your arm. Let me look at your arm. So I show her my arm and shit. And then she's like, and then she goes online and she's pulling shit up. And she's like, yo, you got bit by a spider. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, you got a poisonous spider bite. You got a burn rectal spider bite. Oh, yeah, we gotta go to the hospital. We gotta go to the ER. So I fucking left. So this is some hip hop legendary shit. I'm at Chuck D's house, right? And now I found out I gotta go to the ER. And we in Ventura. And Chino used to live in Ventura. So she's like, I know where the hospital went. So like I'm leaving Chuck D's house, jumping in the fucking whip, the fucking Chino XL and the Immortal Technique and driving into the fucking emergency room with shit. So I get to the ER and shit. I get to the ER in Ventura, whatever the name of the hospital is in Ventura. I get to the ER and shit. They kept me there all day, pumping me with all sorts of drugs and antibiotics and shit like that. Or they say they helped save my fucking arm, yo.
Damn, it's that serious, huh?
I mean, listen, it didn't, everyone said it was, to me, it was serious. It didn't feel as serious to me, but being that everyone else was so, I said, let me take heed to that. You know what I mean? Like, it was never something that, yeah, it wasn't even debilitating. Like, I was still moving but my arm was so swollen, bro. Like, you know, you can, like, even through the shirt, you would be able to see how, like, it was, like, significantly, like, so, you know, but I'm here. I survived.
What happened with the space cake situation in Humboldt County?
You know, you fucking diabolic question. Well, why, bro?
We got to get your side of this. This was prior to the days of you liking to get high. He said you were nonverbal, catatonic. You couldn't talk anymore. You just kept pointing to your mouth, needing water or something like that. Man, roll the clip.
We go get breakfast. We're sitting at the diner. We eat our food. We're there for about half hour, 45 minutes. By the time we finish fucking eating, bro, Ed starts getting this fucking look on his face of pure, unadulterated terror. And I shit you not, he goes nonverbal catatonic. He cannot fucking talk no more. He can't speak. He's fucked up, bro.
Oh my
No.
God.
And I know how he feels. And he's way less experienced with the intoxicant of pot at this point than I am. So I know exactly. He's tripping, bro. He is tripping, and it is terrifying because it's all paranoia. Eating weed is all the worst parts of weed. I don't know what everybody's doing. You guys are insane if you do it, whatever it is. He's experiencing all the worst parts of pot all at once at the highest possible dosage in the worst way you can possibly do it. So we get him out of there. We go back to the hotel, which is like right down the block. We get back to the rooms and we get him laying down on the bed, and he won't speak, bro. And everyone's bugging out. Like Swave's bugging out. So Swave smokes more weed than anybody I know. Swave's bugging out. He's like, yo, what are we going to do? Fucking Penn's like making sign language, pointing to his mouth. I was like, what do you need? Water? So we get him some water because he's probably gotten cotton up. He's not speaking. So Swave says, yo, we got to call an ambulance. And then Tech and these guys start agreeing with him. And this is where the white boy house party in me comes into play. And I'm like, absolutely fucking not calling an ambulance. We're not calling an ambulance and getting police here. It's just going to make it a worse experience for him.
I was stuck. I was stuck for like the whole day.
Everybody wanted to take you to the hospital.
I was stuck for like the whole day. I had to go. We was in Humboldt County, bro. We was in Arcata. We was in Arcata. If anyone does the geography, we was in Arcata, California. You know what that's famous for. We was in the woods.
So wait, prior to this, you didn't smoke weed? You didn't do anything?
I mean, I went a very long time, man. I didn't really smoke. I didn't even smoke weed for mad years.
Got you. Okay.
I didn't like a good portion of my run. I didn't smoke nothing. You know what I mean? I was more of a drinker, and I figured, I wasn't trying to go that dumb with both, so I was more of a drinker. But now I'm more of a smoker than a drinker. You know what I mean? But yeah, I wasn't smoking like that. So, and actually, if I was smoking like that, I would have been better off because that's the reason I got the brownies, because the dude was like, we did a show and they gave us so much weed. Like people were stoning on stage. Like it was crazy. And but I was like, damn, I'm not smoking none of this shit. So I told the promoter was like, yo, you're gonna enjoy all this weed. I'm like, yeah, it's cool, but I ain't really smoking though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the dude was like, oh, you ain't smoking? Y'all bring some edibles tomorrow. And that's what happened. He's like, I'm bringing some strong ass edibles. You don't smoke? I'm bringing some strong ass edibles. I took his word for it. Now I done had edibles a billion times. Not like this. But the thing is, edibles be wild hit and miss. If anyone does edibles be mad hit and miss, bro.
That's a fact.
Yeah. So the morning, and luckily we was off that day, bro. Luckily we was off that next day, son. So I wake up, son, knock on the door of the hotel, boom, boom, boom. Open the door, nigga got the tray, like, you here. And I was just like, okay, let's go.
Wait, so are we talking this is something that he baked, or this is like packaged like?
No. He gave a tray that he made, bro. This was no package, nothing.
Oh, okay. So it's even more raw. This is more raw.
You gave me like out the oven baked tray, like, yo, here. Like that. It was no package. It was no nothing. It was, yo, you wanted some fucking strong ass edibles? Yeah. Like that. Like it was, and like I said, once again, good geography. We were in Arcata. Or Arcadia? Arcata. I think it's Arcata. Right? Arcadia or Arcata, whatever. We was in Humboldt County. So you already know what it is. Yeah, so son came through with the fresh scratch. And he said, he was like, yo, these are strong. Everybody says that. But you're not normally in fucking Humboldt County though. You feel me? So somebody telling you something strong in Humboldt County is different than somebody telling you something strong in fucking Omaha, Nebraska. You feel me? So yeah, son said them shits was strong. I was like, heard you. You know what I'm saying? And it's the morning time. So we ain't go get no breakfast or nothing yet. So I'm like, yo, fuck it, let me. So boom. So I just eat one of the space cakes. I just eat the whole shit.
Well,
It was
how
good.
big is it?
It was like a fucking
Like a brownie?
like a brownie. Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, it's like a brownie. So I eat the whole shit because I was hungry anyway. We didn't get no breakfast. Let me eat that and then we go get breakfast. So yeah, I ate the fucking brownie, whatever. We go to go eat and shit. Everything was cool for a minute. Everything was cool until it wasn't cool. I'm sitting there, son. I remember we at the table at this restaurant and shit. We sitting there. Next thing you know, everything started getting all fucking glitchy. Everything's doing this shit. And I'm just like, oh my, everything's flickering and shit. And I'm just like, oh, what the fuck is going on?
So you actually had like a visual reaction, like you actually saw stuff?
And shit was flickering. I didn't see. I wasn't hallucinating. I was,
Okay.
you know what I mean? I wasn't hallucinating, seeing things that weren't there. But I'm saying, like, shit was flickering and like, I see me looking like, you know how to see me like, kind of like, what's that
Your
old shit?
senses. It's like, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, everything's flickering and shit like that. And it just, my depth perception was gone. So I'm sitting there and I just remember just getting stuck. I was like, yo, I need some water. They can bring water and shit. Yo, I just got stuck. Like I got stuck. When I say stuck, I got stuck physically. Like I didn't even get to eat the food, bro. I didn't even get to the plate. I didn't even get to the plate, bro. So anyway, so we leave the restaurant and shit. They try to walk me back to the fucking truck. All I remember is, yo, like every step felt like I was jumping a football field limb. Every step was like, every step, yo, it was crazy, but I never felt like that in my fucking life, bro. So we got to the curb. We got to the curb, son. Yo, I did not want to step off the curb. I just felt like I was just gonna be like, ah. I felt like that curve was like a cliff. I had no depth perception, bro. Everything was like, so I had to get back to the room and shit. I couldn't speak. I'm thinking I'm talking. I'm not moving my fucking mouth. I'm like, I was going crazy, sir. I was going crazy. That nigga Swave. Oh, I remember Swave was in the room with me. We had the double room. So Swave was on one side, I was on the other side. All I know is that, yo, Swave held me down the whole time. I love my nigga Swave. Swave did not go nowhere because he never seen me like that before. Like, motherfuckers have seen me drunk and shit like that, but that was different, bro. I was stuck. Like, I've been high before, but I was never physically incapable stuck. Like, that was a totally different feeling, bro. Like, they was like playing music for me and shit in my ears. I'm trying, like, yo, it was like I was like mentally incapacitated for like a whole day. All I remember is like I'm laying down on the bed and there was a light in the corner of the room, and my mind is just like, just focus on the light. So I just laid in the bed the whole time, just looking at this light in the corner. And then like 2, 3 o'clock the next morning, I finally was like, and I still felt it, but I was cognizant to be a person again. And I was just like, and the Swave is there, and I was just like, yo, I love you, my nigga, good looking. Because Swave did not leave. Everybody was clowning, Bobby was like, fuck it. Like, they were like, we're gonna take him to the ER. Bobby was like, idiot. But Bobby knew what it was, though, so he knew what it was. He was doing the tough love shit. But Swave stayed there the whole time. Like, Swave just stayed there, like, nah, I'm good. I ain't never seen Penn like this before. Swave stayed the whole time.
That's hilarious, man.
We all got one of them. You know what I'm saying? We all got one of them. It don't happen often. Like, that's the only time it ever happened like that. But it's a cool story you tell, right? Whatever.
Well, at least
I
you
mean-
didn't have an outer body experience. I've heard people had that before.
Oh nah, I ain't had nothing that extreme. I ain't had nothing that, and like I'm done. I drink absinthe and you know what I mean, shrooms, all sorts of shit. I ain't never had no wild shit like that. I mean, one time this dude gave me acid in Ohio. He was like, "Yo, this is strong. You about to perform? This is strong." And I was just like, "Okay, I'm not taking this. I'm not gonna be on stage bugging the fuck out." And I put a fucking tab on my forehead and shit. Like, yeah. So yeah, but you know, I never bugged out like that. No hallucinating, no shit like that.
That was crazy, man. How did you end up working for Priority Records in the 90s?
Oh wow. See, that's the shit I'm talking about. That's the shit I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. This ain't a fucking what the fuck I did with Diabolic. Fucking fuck Diabolic, man.
Yo.
I'm sitting here responding to all these fucking Diabolic scenarios and shit, man. I was in school, bro. Like that's simple too. Okay, I'll give you a New York, picture New York at the time. Like, we growing up in the era with the with the Source magazines and shit like that. Vibe Source. This is even before Double XL type shit. So like, I was always I was buying CDs and tapes since I was like 10, 11 years old. Since I was a kid, I was going to a record store when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Buying CDs and shit like that. Like I was always that dude. I always wanted all of the music. Like I was a fiend for this shit when I was a kid. Like from when I was young, and then being from New York, it helped too because we were pretty much ground zero. When all this shit was like really getting lit, and so I used to always like I was very studious when it came to the music. So I would buy the CDs and shit. I would open the shit. I would read everything. I would read the credits, who produced what, who mixed what, who mastered what, where it was recorded at. And one thing I used to notice, all the fucking record labels was in Manhattan. They all had 212 phone numbers. They was all on like 14th Street, 34th Street. I live in Bed-Stuy, like all that shit, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes away from me. You know what I'm saying? So it was simple. I realized the accessibility was right there. You know what I mean? So, Priority. It's funny because I already knew the Dug Down. I already knew Evil D. I knew 5FT. Like I already knew Boot Camp and shit, but I didn't. But I got through Priority because I was straight was cold calling. I was cold calling the labels, bro. I would call the fucking record labels, not even knowing what I was gonna say if somebody answered the phone. You know what I'm saying? I'm just calling like a fucking rapper's gonna answer the phone or something like. But anyway, I'm dialing numbers and I called. I can't remember the label, but it wasn't Priority at first. It was another label. You know what I mean? I'm fucking 16 years old.
EMI?
You know what I mean? What?
EMI?
No. No. It might come to me, but whatever. That's irrelevant to the story. But
Right.
I called and then I met my man BC, my man Brian C, who was at Nervous. And Brian and BC took a liking to me. So I would kick it with BC all the time and like be the intern, flyers, stickers, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And then from there, it just led to another thing. So I was interning with my man BC. And then from there, he knew someone over there. And then I linked up with my man James Azor, my man Mark Richardson. And then I started doing the street team shit at Priority Records. And then it just worked out even more because at that time, motherfucking Duck Down just linked up with Priority Records. So that was just like, oh, okay. So now they share in the same office. So now fucking, rocking there. Like now Boot Camp is in there. So they was just kind of like, oh shit, like that's fire. So yeah, but because it was
And
30.
you knew
30
all of them already at that time?
I was aware of all of them. I wasn't as close with all of them at the time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I already knew Five. I already knew 513 from Black Moon. I knew Five already. I knew Evil D already. You know what I'm saying? I knew I had met Buck, but they was all a few years older though. But but I'm from Brooklyn though, so I was acquainted, but I didn't, we wasn't super fam at the time yet.
Right.
They was already they was ahead of me. You know what I'm saying? They was ahead of me. You know what I mean? I was looking up to them niggas like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's how I got a priority, man. Just running around doing all that street team shit. And we worked a lot of records, man. We all that no limit shit. With all that I'm about shit, we was on that. You know what I'm saying?
Ice
I
Cube
ended up.
Records?
It was a little bit after that time. It was after that era.
Okay.
Like it was. Ice Cube was already like making movies and shit. Like that was early '90s. Like I wasn't doing nothing back then. It was like more like a few years after that.
Got you.
But at that time I was in school. I was young. I was, you know what I mean? But yeah, so it wasn't Ice Cube era. It was like when Fab Five was coming out. You know what I'm saying? The fucking Mr. Floor Flyer, Coach Sky, all of that. And then I actually ended up going with James Azor and them. I ended up going to Refugee All Stars, Wyclef Fugees, Wyclef Lauren, of course, Prize. I did a lot of this. I did a lot of that promo work for that too. You know what I mean? So I did a lot of that shit, man. Coming up, like it was like I was a kid coming up. I just wanted to be involved. I just wanted to be involved in hip hop. Like I just wanted to do whatever it took. And that's before I even realized, I was rapping, but I was a kid. I was young. I wasn't like, yo, I'm gonna be a rapper. But like I just know I wanted to be involved in hip hop in some form. You know what I mean? And yeah, and I've been involved in a heavy fashion in this game for most of my fucking life, man. It's kind of crazy, man. Like my man, there's a photographer, there's a well-esteemed hip hop photographer named T. Eric. Named Eric, I think his name is Eric Monroe, but he goes by T. Eric. And he's you can look him up. He's on socials and everything. And he's done so many classic photos. Like he did a lot of Fuji stuff as well, like a lot of album covers and shit like that. He has so many photos from that era, from that classic '90s, mid-'90s era. So funny. I link up with him something totally separate from the music shit. I link up with him. And he's telling me, he's like, yo, and keep in mind, like, I knew who he was, but, we weren't colleagues and that, but I knew who he was, I know his name, and he's like a legend doing what he does. And we're like rolling out, we go to Jersey, whatever. And he's like, yo, and he's like, yo, yo, I'm proud of you. I seen you a long time ago, man. He's like, yo, my son watches the battles that you throw. And I'm like, yo, I seen that motherfucker when he was a kid. I know what he was doing. I know that motherfucker when he was a kid. I'm like, yo, you know me from when I was a kid. He was like, yeah. So I'm gonna show you something. I seen you. And he sends me a fucking picture to my IG. He sends me a picture of me standing outside of fucking Beach Street Records on Fulton Street, downtown Fulton Street. This motherfucker got a picture of me standing outside Beach Street Records when Wyclef was doing the fucking the signing for what's the album with Going to November and all that shit. The album, I can't remember the name of it. Carnival. It's Carnival. And I was outside doing street team shit. This motherfucker got a picture of me that I didn't even know. And this is like decades later, like, yo, you been doing this a long time. And he sent me the picture. I was like, yo, this is crazy, bro. Like, but yeah, bro, I used to just, I was cold calling labels, man. Like, and I knew a lot of people that was in the game too. Like my pops had a studio. So I knew a lot of guys up. So like, I always had like a small in, you know what I'm saying? Like my pops he was doing a lot of video. My pops did a few videos back in the day. Like my pops is in SWV video. Back when they was popping. And they had a song called
Weak?
I'm So Into You.
Oh.
They got I'm So Into You. Don't know what I'm gonna do. So it's morning, and my pops is in the fucking video playing. With one of them
Oh,
fucking goofy ass
shit.
90s hats on, one of them Busta Rhymes weird hats and shit. Like nigga on the keys, like that's my pops and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like there was always some sort of connection to shit. Like I was always able to maneuver because, you know what I mean, there was always somebody around that had it in. So I just anytime I got close to something, I always made sure that I took it over. Like if I got my foot in the door, like it's it. It's my shit now. Like I always did. I'm a big guy. I take up a lot of space. You feel me? So
Wait, so were you at Priority when Rockefeller was there doing Reasonable Doubt?
yeah.
Dang,
But they were on John Street. They weren't in the same office. We was on 32 West 18th, and they was on they had their own office down by Wall Street. But yeah. But
That's
Rockefeller,
crazy.
they had their own they operated on their own, like it was a part of Priority, but they were their own entity. They weren't like dealing with the people in the office with us that much.
Right.
But I was around, yeah, hell yeah, I was around for all of that shit. I was like I said, I was a young fly on the wall. I seen mad shit, bro.
That's
Yeah.
dope, man. What do you think
Yeah.
that working street team at such a young age was able to do for you as an independent artist as far as teaching you about self-promotion or working records and things like that?
Yeah, it showed me a lot. It fucking showed me that I didn't want to be on that side of the game. That's really what it showed me. I saw it was all smoke and mirrors, and I'm like, it was all about making everything look more grandiose, more bigger than what it was. But then in reality, like I'll give you a perfect example. I remember one time Fuji's had like a big ass, it was Wyclef, it was whatever, Fuji related, refugee related. They had a big ass event at the Palladium and shit. Now I'm like I said, I'm fucking young, bro. Like I'm not even, you know what I mean? Legal drinking age or nothing. Like we still teenagers and shit. And so I'm running around, you know, street came in, doing all the low level flyers, whatever. Yo, let me go. I'm gonna go to the bar, bring the bottles, stool. I don't care. I'm doing grunt work. I wasn't supposed to be in the club any fucking way. But I'm doing all this work and shit like that, you know, getting a little bread here and there, but I wasn't. And I remember one night, I'm in the club with these motherfuckers partying. I'm fucking with bitches and all that. Feeling like him. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know, drinking. I'm not even young, old enough to drink. We drinking. So many shorties around. We in the VIP. These niggas is lit. I'm just there with them. But at the same time, I'm feeling it too. And then now when it's time to go, like, I ain't even got train fare. And I'm like, yo, this is trash. So like I'm about to leave and I'm like, damn, I gotta go home. And then one of the guys was like, yo, so they get in one of the cars. So I got in one of the fucking limos, and one of the limos drove me back to Nostrand Ave. You feel me? So I'm in the motherfucking limo. I'm sitting in the fucking limo, riding through a hood, you know what I'm saying? And I fucking parked on Nostrand and shit in a fucking limo and shit with no money in my pocket. I was like, oh, nah, this shit trash. Right. I'm in a limo and I ain't got no money. You know what I mean? So I saw the smoke and mirror aspect to it, but I wasn't an artist at the time, so it may be a little different. You know what I mean? When I wasn't active as an artist, I was still trying to figure it out. So, but it definitely showed me it's first of all, it showed me how to just get to it, because I was always taught to, like, when I did my music, I never understood the concept of shopping demos and shit like that. It's like, yo, fam, just like how I called the record labels and all that and got in the door and just ended up being in the loop. It's like, yo, my nigga, I realized that me living in New York, I have access to a lot of shit. So it's like, yo, son, if I'm if I'm out here doing all these shows, if I'm out here in the street and everybody's telling me my shit is lit, why do I need to go to a label for you to seek your approval? I already got the fucking the target audience right here that's telling me what they like. So fuck I need y'all for. I'm going to the studio, I'm recording my shit, At the time, I'm going to Harlem. Go check my Asian homegirl and shit. She gonna press up my CDs and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna hit the people up. What the fuck I need to go to a label for to see if you approve of me doing what the fuck I do? Like, I don't get that. So I always went and just went and did shit myself. Like, if I want y'all ain't booking shows, I'm gonna throw shows. Like, so, but being here in New York, I had the accessibility to do that, but I also had the acumen to realize that waiting for niggas ain't gonna get you shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, why? And I don't need to seek nobody's approval if I already see what it is. I already see this. I'm rocking with it. So it's like, I just go out and do it. I'll just go and do it. I just go do it. And it taught me that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, what? Like, I don't need to, like, because to me, a record label is like me going to you for permission to do what the fuck I was gonna do anyway.
Right.
And I'm not the person that asks for permission for a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do I need you? So, but being in the loop and doing all of that showed me that how I could just acquire this shit and put in my own legwork and amass what I have to amass that way. You know what I mean?
How was the Fugees, like your interactions with them? Were they like down to earth? They cool?
I fucks with Clef. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody's, interesting characters, but like I said, I was low on the totem pole. Me and Clef got a lot cooler later. But nah, fucking with them was cool. Laura always was kind of like a little standoffish. You know what I mean? So I didn't really rock with her like that. And I don't mean that in a negative way. But she, she didn't make herself accessible like that. You know what I'm saying? But Clef and Prize was wild cool. You know what I'm saying? When we was out and about, they always made sure we was good. You know what I mean? RP John Forte. You know what I mean? Forte.
Yeah,
that's
shout out to John
my
Forte,
Brownsville
man.
hitter. Forte was around with them too, because Forte was heavy with them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I used to be in the stool with Forte every so often. You know what I mean? He was with shout out to my bro Kenyatta Black and all that. You know what I mean? So Rose family and all that. But yeah, so they would always be around, man. So I like Clef and them was cool. Like, Lauren was always, she was always a little, standoffish. And I was, like I said, I was young ball, so I wasn't inner circle by any means. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? I wasn't inner circle by any stretch of the term. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Talk to us about the Hip Hop Game weekly journals.
Oh man, that Hip Hop Game, man. Shout out to my bro Brian. You know what I mean? 7:30. We ain't talking about. I gotta hit my bro up, man. But yeah, like he was one of my first like heavy supporters, like from like the media space. And he used to always, I guess he saw qualities that I didn't know I had at the time. I guess he saw my personality and the way that we spoke, because people, it was always a thing with me. People heard the music and just thought I was just some like barbarian or something. Like a lot of that shit is tongue in cheek. Like a lot of like shit is real. Like, but a lot of this shit is tongue in cheek. It's humorous. I'm a funny guy. You know what I'm saying? And Brian realized my personality and helped me bring this shit out on the internet in ways beyond the music. Because at that time, we just doing the music shit, you know what I'm saying? And he realized that the personality goes a long way and people needed to hear more of that. So we used to always, what happened was he had the Hip Hop Game site, and it was a very popular site at the time. It was one of the premier sites in hip hop at the time. And our interviews used to go dumb on the site because I would just be talking, and this is, I ain't gonna lie, I was drinking a lot more at the time, so the interviews was a lot. Like you see, I'm a lot more restrained and chill now. You know what I mean? So there's a little more reckless, at the time. So like I would tell these stories again. I would go up there and tell these stories, and people would just go, and they would be one of the highest viewed portions of the site. So we started doing the journal. I was doing one. I think Sky Zoo was doing one. Yeah, so we did a journal for like a few years, man. I did like it was a weekly journal for a few years. And
It's like an editorial column, basically, right?
yeah, it was an editorial / journal. I just spoke on shit that was happening currently and giving my opinion on shit and just, you know, drunken banter. I have a lot of it compiled in that book. You know what I'm saying? You know, but yeah. So that was, we were doing the journal for a few years, man. It was super popular. It showed another side of my personality, like people didn't realize that, the humorous side of the guy from Brooklyn or whatever have you. Like
A
you
lot of
kind of
gritty
like
street humor.
right, kind of like Sean P. Like think like I come from the same class. Well, I come from the I studied my bro. Like I mean, I'm always Big Me, but I mean like you realize like there was a very humorous side once you got to know him. You realize that okay, yeah, he's definitely like that and definitely a thorough individual, but yo, this shit is jokes. This shit is tongue in cheek. This shit is humor. Like this shit is so that journal showed like that kind of helped me show that side. You know what I'm saying? Like just the more humorous, because literally this shit is all jokes to me any fucking with. You know what I mean? But yeah, the journals helped me out a lot, man. I got a lot of traction off the journals. That shit kept shit flowing. And that shit, I guess that was kind of like the first foray into the content world, you know what I'm saying? Before, you
That's
know
what
what
I
I
was
mean?
gonna say though. It's like, bro, don't you realize that like you are early all the time for a lot of shit, and like people don't recognize that about you. They don't give you your
you go down the
credit.
list. I'm early for everything.
I know. So what I'm saying though is like, damn, like, do you look back and like wish that you had kept doing that or like,
I mean,
changed and went a different route with it so that you would be somewhere else today? I don't know.
could have, would have, should have, man. Like if it was a split, we'd be all fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at it like that. I live my life. Man, and I live my life like a graph writer, bro. Like you see a nigga up, you don't know how he got there, but you know he did. You know what I mean? Like everything is not, everything doesn't have to be put on a platter for you to consume. Sometimes you got to dig and search and be like, oh damn, yo, this rabbit hole, like this story just keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. So it's like whatever, man. Like but so like I can't complain of what I did before and why it's not all compiled now because honestly, at that time that wasn't the case. Like I said, we were early. So,
Right.
Obviously if I was aware that everything now was content and your own personal content based, shit, I'd have the biggest fucking, like I'd have so much, you know what I'm saying? Like whether it be from the battle rap shit to the music shit, to everything else. But it is what it is. Like I'm not, it is what it is, man. Like I'm an artist. I'm gonna keep creating this shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, but what are you gonna do with what you have now? Like I'm still active. I'm still able to do things. I'm still able
Right.
to make an impact. So, we can coulda, woulda, shoulda, everything, son. You know what I mean? If I'd have bought that lotto ticket earlier, you know what I'm saying? I might have been able to fly first class tomorrow. You see what I'm saying?
Was there a reason why you stopped doing the column?
I don't I think it was more of the website. I don't think it was like because me and Brian were good, but the website was the website wasn't being kept up how it should have been, and it went from being a premier website to like just being like someone had bought the site from who had initially bought it, who initially owned it, and then everything went left from there. So they lost
Gotcha.
mad traffic, and it just didn't make sense to continue on with them in that fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So it just kind of fizzled out. I mean, I stayed in contact with Brian. He went and did another site, wegoingin.com, and he wrote a series of books. So I still rocked with him, but as far as the site, it kind of just when they sold the site, it kind of went to shit. So we just kind of let it fizzle out. Could have took it elsewhere. I had an opportunity at the height of the journal. HipHopDX had approached me. They wanted me to take the journal to HipHopDX. And then I had because I'm a loyal dude, I refused. Oh, this is some funny shit. Here's some funny shit. And wow, you see, these questions unlock memories. See, that's what I'm saying. These questions are good. I was doing a journal. Journals were going very well. I got approached by somebody from HipHopDX, which was another premiere site at the time. This is like the blog era. This one, everything was on the sites and shit. You know what I'm saying? I got approached by HipHopDX to bring the journals over there. Yo, we like what you doing. Yo, bring this shit over here. You know, we more popping. You know, come to Death Row. You know what I'm saying? One of them, like, fuck with us. And I was like, and I told him, I'm like, nah. I said, because the whole idea of that was Brian telling me this and us coming up with it together. So for me to just be like, all right, I'm gonna go over here and do that at another site, when he over here, that shit is, when we, even though it's my thoughts and my words and shit, we come up with that together. He asked me the questions. It's our synergy back and forth talking shit. It's like that was us together. So like for me to take that and go to HipHopDX, when this guy's still over here, I was like, nah. So I opted out. I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. I said, we could do something else in a similar fashion, but it doesn't have to be the exact same thing. But when I said no, they were like, all right, they were like, all right, bet. And I think they felt some kind of way. So all right, I'm gonna tell you why. So after I declined this shit, I dropped an album. This is like 09. I dropped the Money Shot album in 09. And then they reviewed this shit, and then they gave my shit like I reviewed.
Oh.
But the funny shit was, everything that was said in the review was favorable. Like they wasn't glazing me or nothing, but they was giving but everything, like, I just say the words in the review and the actual rating did not correlate. So I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, oh, so now I don't want to fuck with y'all. So now y'all gonna give me a trash review for this trash rating, because the review was okay. The rating was trash. Like, the rating was okay. Like, it was not good. It was all right. You know what I mean? So I'm like, wow. I'm like, this is kind of convenient, like how, like, right after I tell y'all I can't do something that y'all want me to do with y'all, now all of a sudden I'm getting a mediocre review for this shit when y'all was just loving me a few weeks, like, you know, a little short period of time ago. You know what I'm saying? So that was I mean, whatever. It's a part of the fucking game, bro. I'm still here, son. I ain't got to drop an album ever again. I'm still here, bro. I'm good. Like, you heard me? That's just another branch off into, you know what I'm saying? It's just a tidbit of history, bro. You know what I mean? That shit ain't stopped nothing.
Talk to us about the YouTube battle event that only lasted one time. How did that come about?
The illustrious rap battle network, RBN. I got a call from my brother Datin, the editor-in-chief of Vibe magazine. Me and Datin got history. When we were doing those battles back in the day at Hook.com, the Cypher battles with my sister Mahogany Brown, Datin was also a part of that organization. So Datin knew what we brought to the sport. So me and Datin, and plus Datin from Brooklyn anyway, so anyway, me and Dave been locked in. So when they had an opportunity for this battle rap situation, you know, he's like, I got the perfect guy. So luckily, you know, they hit me up like and presented me with the play what they was trying to do. Set the play up, boom. Next thing you know, I'm booking into RBN shit. I'm getting everybody their money, whatever. And we partnered up with YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't my league. Obviously, I was the face. Like, I guess for the culture, I was the face of it and shit like that. And I'm definitely the one that brokered everybody and got everybody paid and shit like that. But I'm playing with other niggas' money. What's the best way to do it any fucking way? But yeah. So they had, this is the problem. Okay, here we go. So we did that event. It was June 1st, 2013. That was at the YouTube space. I was the first person to throw a battle with YouTube. I threw a battle at YouTube.
Wow.
That was me. I was the first person to do that. I threw a battle at YouTube in LA for YouTube. RBN was a YouTube thing at the time. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't do what they wanted it to do. Now, what happened was, anyway, so we had, who was in there? That was a disaster. I'm lying. That was Math Hoffa versus Daylight. That was the one where with the water and
Right.
they like pull the pillow
You was
out.
still
and-
getting your feet wet. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. The Shotgun Suge and John the Don, Big K, Real Deal. Yeah, that day. So the Battle of the Car was pretty dope. It was a little, the production was dope, but it was more, in my opinion, it looked a little bit too TV-ish. Like when it comes to battle rap, you still want to keep a gritty appeal to it.
Right. You
Like,
want that
even like-
rawness.
Yeah, even like when 106 in Park, when URL took over 106 in Park, they didn't have it look shiny like the Freestyle Friday battles. Motherfuckers had that shit looking grimy. This shit was darker, like it was a feel to it. You know what I mean? So RBE was dope, but it was still a little too TV. You know what I'm saying? Now the issue with it was not that the battles themselves, the battles that day were dope. I mean, people still, talk about Math and they like, just comes to that to this day. So there's things that resonated from that event to this day on, which is dope. But the issue was it was supposed to be a subscription-based service. It was supposed to be a subscription. So that's what they wanted to do. It was like $9.99 a month or something like that. It was supposed to be the first subscription-based battle rap service where they were compiling other battle leagues footage, having it all in one place where you could go log in and just watch all this footage. And it was supposed to be we were supposed to like do an event every month, I believe, or something like that. It was a regular occurrence. It's supposed to be like smaller events leading up to big. We had a whole
Wait. So you're gonna be throwing events, but then like you're gonna be implementing other rap leagues into it as well?
Yeah, that was what they were trying to do. Yes, like a lot of this, because there's a billion small leagues, so it was like, okay, obviously RBN is gonna be the hub, but it was gonna be like, all right, like we had what's my man Biscuit, the dudes, my bros in Colorado, you know what I mean, my man S Young and all of them, and like they had a league, so like we were putting out I think it was Colorado Raps or whatever. So they were gonna like put out those battles through the channel, like through the subscription service. That was what they were trying to do. So like all the smaller leagues, get them together, give them a hub, a home, and then break bread that way and have a subscription-based service. But where they fucked up was this is 2013. They tried to make a subscription-based service, and you couldn't do it on your fucking mobile device.
Oh shit.
What the fuck? Yeah, people, you gotta look at how people consume their content. Like nowadays, most of us consume our content on our phone 7-8 times out of 10 now anyway. But it was already there at the time. Like people, we watch battles, you on your phone, you on here, you on your mobile, you on your iPad, you on your tablet, you on your, you know what I mean? So you're telling me I'm paying for the subscription service, but I gotta sit here at my motherfucking desktop or laptop and, you know what I mean? Like it didn't make no sense. So like, it was ambitious in what they were trying to do, that the execution wasn't what it was. So it didn't work. And we did that one event, and then we did that one event and got a good buzz off of it, but when they didn't have everything lined up as far as they didn't realize how much work it took, and it was gonna take more than just me trying to be the battle rap go-to guy to get everything going. So yeah, it didn't take off, man. It was dope. It was dope. It was a dope idea to try, and it's cool to be like the person to actually bring battle rap to YouTube, literally. You know what I mean? So that was cool. And then plus, it was a dope experience for the guys, man. Like I tried to make them feel, because at the time, battle rap was still kind of crude with how they present shit. I wanted them to feel like real artists and shit. I wanted them to come in and feel like, yo, you somebody. You know what I mean? Like, so I had, barbers on deck. Like I was taking care of them. I'm doing shit like I'm treating them like quote unquote real rappers and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm treating them like how they supposed to be treated as an artist. You know what I'm saying? And I got people paid out. You know what I mean? I always got my people paid. I broke bread with everybody. So it was cool. Like it was cool as far as what we did, and I got everybody paid. So as far as that, I'm not mad at it. But it would have been dope if it actually, if what they had in mind for the vision would have actually came to fruition. That would have been dope. But it did.
And you also were like the first person to do pay-per-view, right?
Yeah, we did Fire the Leader September 17, 2011. That was the
Yeah,
first.
and you don't.
Yeah.
People don't recognize you enough for that either. They don't give you enough credit for that.
I mean, at first, nobody wanted to do it. They said it wasn't something they wanted to do. I was always trying to find a way, because I'm like, yo, I gotta find a way to make to generate some bread, because them YouTube checks is like, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? And plus, I was, so it's like, I'm trying to find a way to make more money, well, so I can actually make some money and then reinvest into the sport. So it was like, I was always trying to think outside the box and I would do concerts with the battles. I would give away albums and merch and shit. Like, I would do all sorts of shit to try to just, bring in more income and more light. And to me, just the natural progression was motherfucking pay-per-view. And we had to like a test run with the draft first. So shout to Dutch Vega, aka Flacco, Liddy Bros' new album is out now. Get that Liddy Bros and shit. So they had did a draft event with Dutch SoCon and was it Dutch SoCon and Sarah? It was Dutch and SoCon, whatever. But yeah. And then we just took the concept and brought it to the big stage. And that was September 17, 2011. And I called it here Follow the Leader. I called it Follow the Leader because I knew that it was gonna be something that the industry was gonna catch on to and use as the standard. I knew that. I knew it was gonna happen. That's why I called it Follow the Leader. Like I saw it. I knew that was the only way that this shit was going, was pay-per-view and streaming. Pay-per-view turned into the streaming. I mean, there's still battle rap pay-per-views, but I knew that was the natural progression of what we were doing was pay-per-view.
Wow. It's dope, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, one thing I noticed about you, man, is that you could really go on here and you could talk a lot of shit. Like, if you really wanted to, you could like really, go off, right? But you choose not to. And even when you address things like for historical context, I feel like you try to be almost like too kind at times too, though. You're fair,
I'm a nice guy. Ask Lush.
Yeah. But why is that? Why do you like hold yourself back a little bit to a certain extent, or I guess maybe practice good judgment? Maybe that's the other way to look at it.
Because I feel that's how it's supposed to be. My thing is, I got opinions on a lot of shit, but there's ways to conduct it. And I've always stood on anything I've ever said. And if there's any time I ever had a problem with somebody or something, I've always approached that shit personal, face-to-face, man-to-man, phone, whatever the fuck. Like, we gonna have that conversation. I'm not gonna sit here and use this shit for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is these platforms. Like, if I got some shit to speak on, we gonna speak on it. You know what I'm saying? But like, I know that I got a voice. You feel me? And if I got a platform that there's some people that are willing to listen to what I got to say, like, why I'm gonna waste my time speaking of somebody that I don't want to give that time to? Like, why I'm gonna waste this valuable time between us to speak on somebody that I don't care about or don't even want to affiliate with? Why am I wasting my airtime to give that person airtime? Like, this is currency, bro. You don't get nothing from me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So if I speak on any person that I speak on in these interviews is somebody that I want you to do research on, somebody that I want you to fuck with. Or if you speak on some current event, just speaking on whatever. But if I'm bringing the name up, like, you know what I mean? Like, I want you to do the research on this person. I want you to check out their story as well. You know what I'm saying? And if you a dick sucking bitch ass nigga, you ain't a part of my story. We don't mix. So there's no reason to speak on shit if I ain't gonna see you and have whatever conversation with you. And like, my thing is, I'm one of the people, as you can tell by my reputation, I'm liable to be anywhere. I can intermingle any crowd. I'm gonna be in Hawaii in a few days. Like, I'm literally everywhere. Like, and my demeanor is how y'all see me is the same demeanor when motherfuckers see me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't switch up. You feel me? Motherfuckers want to know what's up with me. It's very easy to find out what's up with me, man. And I ain't giving motherfuckers airtime that don't deserve airtime. Never have, never will.
You know what's so crazy is that like I think you tweeted like 5-10 years ago or something like that, something along the lines of what you just said right now. Like you're like, you know how easy it is to just ignore somebody that, you know, if you don't like them, like don't give them the time of day. Like that's something like basically what you said.
So you see, I said it 10 years ago, so you see I'm not switching up.
Right.
You
But
feel me?
you know what I realized? The real reason why Joe Budden felt the way about you was because you rocked the jean vest first.
We're not, I'm still I have. We're not even. That's funny as shit.
I forgot which video it was. You had one on, you had sunglasses on and shit like that. It was at night, I think it was.
Yo, said G-Vest was valid at the time, bro. The Canadian tuxedo, man. What we doing?
But when I saw you in that, I was like, that's why Joe was mad, because you was rocking it before he was rocking it. Because remember when he was rocking it and people was all like making fun of him, like Disaster was all like, I've seen half this vest before or something like that. Like,
that's funny.
After Joe did the I've heard half that verse before, remember, for Total Slaughter? Oh, maybe that's what it was at the Total Slaughter event.
I had a zine vest. I had a zine vest on that Total Slaughter.
I think so. When you did the Vlad interview, right?
Yeah, I gotta check that out. I don't remember, but I don't think I had a jean vest on that day.
Oh no, it wasn't that one. It wasn't that one.
Yeah, jean vest was already played out by that time.
Yeah, I forgot when you had it, but yeah, that's hilarious.
Fucking weird because of jean vest and shit. That's funny. But yeah, man, like, you know, my thing is, man, everybody got issue when we call out at me, man. Like, but my thing is, I have a, you know, I got a solid reputation. I'm a solid individual, man. Like 20 plus years of doing this shit will show you that.
Isn't it 30 years at this point?
It's close to it. You know what I'm saying? And speak and you've spoken to a bunch of people that have interacted with me, and what you know what I mean? What motherfuckers say, man? You know what I mean? Like,
they all co-sign you. They all say that you solid, that you know, you was the same person.
Yeah. Like, I keep it the same, man, wherever you see me at, bro. You know what I'm saying? You see me, like, you see me on the fucking train. You see me in first class. Nigga, you see me at work, nigga. It's the same shit, nigga. It really is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. So my demeanor, I keep it even killed demeanor because I realize that life is easier. It's best for my mental health and for my physical health to keep a chill demeanor. Like, I learned that throughout the years. So it's like I try to keep it that way because that's his best. You know what I mean? So I really I try to think about my actions and think about what I say. I know shit gonna live. I really think about that shit, you feel me? So I'm not gonna say I'm calculated, but I'm mindful of what I say and do. You know?
Do you feel that you have a responsibility to set a great precedence for kids watching you? Like, do you feel like a role model in some kind of way?
I do feel like a role model because, I mean, people have told me that, and I've helped so many people. So I know that people will look up to me in certain ways. Not saying that I'm the perfect role model, because I'm not. And we could always improve. You know what I'm saying? Like, even in how we speak, like, you know, I could code switch, but I just like speaking how I'm comfortable speaking and shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, my thing is, I know that people are watching, so it's like, why I'm gonna sit here and get money for no reason? You know, if I got a reason to get like that, we could get like that. But, you know, but people got to see there's more than one approach. And, you know what I'm saying? And nowadays, like, everyone is so impulsive. And they just act off impulse, and that's not discipline. And I try I try to stay a little more disciplined. And there's plenty other ways in life that I can use more discipline, but I try to keep it. I try to stay disciplined and shit. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man. All right, Pen. Man, I just want to thank you for your time, bro. Is there anything else you want to say to the people before we go ahead and wrap it up?
Hawaii, man. Looked out, man. Oahu, looked out, man. Aloha.
Oh man,
We see you soon.
you're gonna be seeing some beautiful women in some skirts. Next thing you know, you're gonna be eating some delicious food.
Yeah, man. The chant. Oh,
Wait,
but
are you Muslim? You fuck with the swine?
I'm not Muslim. I don't really do the swine like that. But you know, sometimes I backslide. You know what I'm saying? Every so often, but
because you know when
I don't
they
make a
cook
habit of it though.
in the ground, you know what I'm saying?
They do that shit. They put it on the thing and spin it.
Or they cook it in the ground though. You know how they bury that shit and the banana leaves and all that stuff like that.
Okay.
The real traditional way. Oh yeah, you gonna have a good time, man. They're gonna have some beautiful sights out there.
I'm looking forward to it, man. And yeah, I'm getting some more content out there. So you know, let me know what y'all want to see from me, man. Let me know what y'all want to hear from me. I'm gonna take it all into consideration.
Guys,
you know
please put that in the comments, man, because we want Pen to really launch his own channel. We want him to really have a place where we could all go for Poison Pen TV for real. You know what I mean? Because honestly, Pen did this a long time ago. He should have really had like a place where all this content lived. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I launched the other YouTube. I'm trying to get that back, but yeah, let me know what y'all want to see from me, man. I'm back. I'm out here active, man. And I'm glad that people still enjoying what we do, man. If y'all want to hear some more stories, chat there. You know, we kept it a little calm tonight. I got a flight in a few hours, so we kept it calm. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to my bro Panda and all that. It's always a good build and all that. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, whatever help you need with the channel, I got you, bro. But you know, you got tons of people. I know Direct got you. Ton of people got you. Tiger got you.
Listen, I'm calling everybody, man. Listen, man. Don't act like you don't know me when the phone start ringing, man. You know what I mean?
We got you, man.